This is the GV Podcast, a variety review podcast featuring two of the three idiots giving their thoughts on cartoons and anime. This is an opinion-based podcast, and there's no way we're saying our thoughts and opinions are objective. Keep this in mind and enjoy the show. You know when you finally get the chance to actually start remembering things, like when you get old enough, when you're like 3 or 4 years old? Mine happened when I was right next to a sofa, and I'll say, I'll remember this moment. I still do. Hi everybody, my name's Mayhem!
That was terrible. I'm
due. You're fired.
I just had to get that out there. I had to finally say that.
You know, I zoned out partway through your statement.
Yeah.
Which was very short, mind you, somehow. And thought you said Ahsoka, and I was like, we're not watching Clone Wars? What the hell?
Well, what are we watching today, Duke?
Well, we're watching, it'll be easy to guess this, the #1 most popular anime in the world. To the point that the fans, whenever something else gets more popular, they immediately rate it.
Superman.
No.
Batman the Animated Series again.
We're watching the...
Spider-Man. Spectacular Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man?
We're watching
Ultraman?
Ultimate Spider-Man?
We're watching
Godzilla. Dude, what is it? What is it, dude?
We're watching the 2010 anime.
Witches?
Oh, what, you want to say the title?
Fullmetal Alchemist!
Fullmetal Alchemist, yeah. Finally. Wait,
Wait, hold on.
Are we watching regular Fullmetal Alchemist or are we watching Brotherhood?
Brotherhood.
Okay, wait.
Hold on. Just Fullmetal Alchemist!
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah!
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Fullmetal Alchemist! Waka waka!
But Fullmetal, yeah!
No, I've been holding on to this one of like, so best way to put it is, it was essentially supposed to replace Hunter x Hunter.
Ah.
And it still kind of is. That'll be the replacement for Hunter x Hunter when that eventually ends.
When we get through that one, yeah.
But obviously we're recording now, so we can start it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We are going to watch the first 26 episodes.
Oh,
Basically,
wow.
I've broken it up as that because the first 26 episodes, I remember hearing that is essentially like...
I've watched Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood twice now.
Oh.
Yeah,
so...
it's essentially like the original stuff that was handled by the original anime.
Yeah. Okay,
versus the rest, which is like its own arc, whole thing.
Which is the rest of the actual story. So the thing with Brotherhood that I should really tell him is Brotherhood assumes that you read the manga and watched the 2003 anime.
Ah.
And so it kind of just skips some parts in the beginning. It kind of just like...
Is it bad enough that you feel he could get lost?
No.
Do you find me that stupid?
I didn't do any.
Yes.
Fuck you.
I didn't do any of that, and I still was able to watch it, and it was fine. And I was able to look back at the. I eventually in the future looked back at the older content and was like, okay, those are like a few important plot points that I missed, but they still talked about it.
So it adds context, basically.
Yeah, it adds more context to the situation that you see. Because like the story kind of starts in like.
It's like watching an anime, then reading the guidebook.
No. There's like the beginning chunk, and then Fullmetal Alchemist starts like it's right after the beginning. It's like it was as if you started Berserk at the Golden Ages.
Oh my god!
Instead of the very.
Isn't that what the anime does? Like the original anime did that of like they started at the Golden Age.
Because who doesn't read Berserk?
The 97 anime and all of the Berserk movies are all about the Golden Ages.
Huh.
Wow.
And not about anything before or after.
So nothing about the Black Swordsman?
Nope.
Oh my god.
No introduction of Guts through Black Swordsman. Only introduction of Guts through his tragic backstory.
Tragic life.
The question though I do have of the recent anime, I know it's bad because of the CGI in the early ones. I've heard that they kind of fix it later on with the CGI. No. Oh well. Doesn't that one have
right.
The Black Swordsman?
The 2016 and 2017 Berserk anime covers after Golden Ages.
Okay.
And it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Ugh. There's actually a couple scenes of... Oh no, actually, you're right. There are Black Swordsman scenes in there, but it's still terrible.
We're gonna have to bring it back to Fullmetal Alchemist. Just bring it back to Fullmetal Alchemist. But
yeah, I have not watched this solely for the fact that every time that I've thought about watching it, I've gotten spoilers for this show, and every spoiler I've seen of this show makes me go, I don't want to watch this alone.
Yeah, I only know the spoiler.
So...
Which is?
The dog.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that later.
That's the only thing I know from Fullmetal
So yeah,
Alchemist.
don't mention any spoilers.
That's in the beginning of Brotherhood.
Yeah, it's very early.
So it's
Luckily,
not really
it's
a
very
spoiler.
early.
But okay, the fact that I didn't even know if it was a spoiler or not is that's a telling sign.
Like it is and it isn't. You know, it's you got spoiled in that bit, but
Well, mind you know the existence. You don't know the scenes.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
you don't know, you don't know the
But
build-up.
man, I'm not kidding. So, Jinsu, you know me. I'm a crybaby bitch.
I actually don't know you. Who are you?
No,
Where
my
am
name's
I?
Duke. It's nice to meet you.
He didn't shake your hand.
Oh, sorry.
What? Your
no,
name and
as
address
known-
and IP address
As
are...
known by you. Sorry.
Are 7?
No, as known by you. Sorry. My name is Dukas. How are you?
Dukas.
Pukas?
Dukas Fukas.
But basically, when it comes to the show, the few things I've seen have either been, holy crap, this is amazing with some great animation, or an amazing opening. I listen to that all the time. Or it is a scene that makes me sit there and go, I'm sad now. I'm crying.
This show is solid.
You made me cry.
The show is just straight up solid. The only bad thing I can think about for Fullmetal Alchemist is that Brotherhood doesn't explain anything about the 2003 anime or the manga.
Ooh.
That is the only bad thing I can tell you about.
All right. I think now's a good time for us to go and watch it, and we'll be back.
Oh, it's animated by Bones, by the way.
Bones.
I think that's the
Bones?
studio that did My Hero.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay.
And
The-
also One Punch Man, I believe.
The author,
Yeah.
the author is working on a new manga right now. She's
is?
yeah. I forgot what it's called though, but it's really good.
Oh, that's awesome.
We'll find out, and we'll be back.
Baby, hand me the shotgun. I got it here. You go upstairs. Thank you. I hope you bulletproof for this about to hurt.
I was not prepared for that.
Yeah. No,
Ah!
That's
Yeah,
what makes it good. That's what
Yes.
makes it good.
And that's also what made it take a little longer to watch.
Welcome back, everybody. We just watched Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, the first 26 episodes, and
Technically 27 based on the recap episode.
that doesn't count. Recaps don't count.
That's why it says 0.5
It's-
at the end of the number.
I'll say that. That was actually something that I thought was kind of crazy about that episode. Of like, even just episode 27, where it is essentially just a recap episode. The fact that it still feels like it mattered to the plot.
Yeah, that's a good recap episode. That's a good
Like,
one.
you look online, it said it's like listed as a filler episode.
Oh yeah, but it still technically had stuff that technically progressed some of the story.
It progressed a character, and it's like, you used a filler episode to do that? Holy shit.
All right. So going into our non-spoiler thoughts about this this first bit of Fullmetal Alchemist, I just gotta say real fast, I wasn't expecting that to happen so early, and then
The thing.
the rest of the story happened, and then I got reinvested.
I know. That's why I was so annoyed when you stopped at the fucking
At the thing.
at
Early
the show
tragedy.
Tucker incident over the show Tucker.
Don't worry,
part.
everybody knows it, yeah.
Like you stopped right before it got crazy, man.
But then we did keep going. It just didn't help that it was in time with where I was in Berserk. That I was just going into the worst area of Fullmetal Alchemist alongside with something very messed up happening in Berserk.
Yeah.
yeah,
They were just both hitting me at the same time. I was just like, I need to get through one before the other.
I think the reason why this is a part that always messes people up is because of how early it is.
How early? It blindsided me so badly. I was like, what the hell?
You don't expect it. Like, going into it, and like the first time you hear about it, it's like, I've heard this is a great show. You get that moment. Episode 4 is when it happens.
Episode 4, yeah.
It's episode 4 where suddenly this like massive tragedy happens, and it just blindsides you to the point that, like, if you look it up, the saddest moments in anime, every list includes this moment.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there are plenty of other moments that very much would deserve that spot, but it's kind of taken up by this moment.
What's your non-spoiler for the beginning, Jinsu?
I don't know. I was gonna add on to what you guys were gonna say, but then we moved on.
Okay. Then
Add on to what you're saying.
I was gonna mention how the show Tucker, the whole thing with his daughter being transmuted with the dog, that part actually happens a little bit later in the original manga, like in the original story. That doesn't happen so early. That happens a little bit later in the story, and
Okay.
so it's meant to be a lot.
7.
It's meant to be a lot heavier of a grief than it is. Although I will admit the shock value of it with the Brotherhood anime does kind of enhance it a bit. I don't know.
I think it just like well that's also just the thing with like visual sound media is that you can escalate a moment far beyond its visual experience.
Right.
I did mention this to Mayhem as we were watching this. Of basically what I mentioned was the fact that like yeah no it's when it comes to the whole thing with Shao Tucker, the biggest impact is one, it lasts longer, and two, they lived there for a year.
They lived with this family for a year before that happened.
Yeah, I asked you at one point, like, hey, what would you have thought if it had been extended like that? And I think you said, like, it was something around the lines of, I honestly probably would have dropped it because of how much that would have messed me up.
I wouldn't have been able to continue because of just how intense of like it's such like a big betrayal moment, and to build it up even more with the amount of time that they would have spent with them and growing their relationship with the girl, the dog, and the dad, like all three of them, showing more of them being together and having a great time, and then that blindsides you. It was how long was it? Do you think, dude? How long do you think it was? Like how long did I stop? It was a good amount of time.
We started the show, like, I think it was, like, towards the beginning of this year. And
so
then,
it was almost like a month and a half.
Was it in January? Or was it not in December? I thought you guys started watching.
It was in December. That's right.
Yeah, you guys got to there in December.
It was actually last year we started, and the moment that happened, the moment that happened, we just had so much time where it was like, hey, do you want to watch this? And I remember you specifically said, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go back yet.
Yeah, because I was fully still trying to process that. Like it's still crazy to me just how much it did affect me.
Yeah, it's crazy how much that got you.
Because it like I wasn't expecting this show to be in that area yet. Like Luffy, like in One Piece, Luffy going through traumatic stuff. We're 500 episodes in, and that's when it happens. That was 4 episodes.
And that wasn't even the first traumatic event.
That wasn't the first one, but it's still like. It's still insane, just like how, like, okay, there's no limits, okay. There's literally nothing that could stop it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Which is something I will really commend the show for. The show, definitely the first episode came out in 2009, and that start of this show, just like, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that I'm in for it now. That like after going through these 27 episodes, I'm just like I gotta watch more. I gotta watch more now because after getting over that part, the rest of it with the mystery and these characters showing up and the fights and people like who die and all that kind of stuff, it's just like, ooh, I'm invested. I now understand why Elon Musk says that this is his favorite anime.
What? Did he actually?
Yes!
Yeah, he did.
That makes sense. That makes so much sense.
Well, in all fairness, this is a lot of people's favorite anime. Like, I've seen a lot of famous people actually say, like, this is my favorite anime.
This is, like, definitely in, like, the top 3, like, anime of all time.
Top 3. This is
like,
definitely the anime of all time.
Yeah. It sure is one of them. No, but, like, it's definitely up there with, like, One Piece and, like, you know, like the movies that really influenced anime and stuff like that, like Akira stuff or whatever. Fullmetal Alchemist is really fucking good. And the author is making another manga, I think. I think she's been making it actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another new manga.
Does it have to do with alchemy?
I don't know.
That was so funny throughout the entire time us watching it. The number of times that I would say like, oh yeah, no, this is people's favorite power system. Would you want this power system? And they're just pagan.
Yeah,
Pagan.
I was asking. I was just like, it's all pagan shit.
This is definitely like in terms of depth and like how even the playing field is sort of amongst like every character. I definitely think alchemy is probably the best magic system.
It is
in like any show,
but I hate it.
Like Hunter x Hunter perfected the Dragon Ball Z magic system, but I think the alchemy in Fullmetal Alchemist is probably top tier. It's pretty fucking good.
Because it does really depend more on your having a specialty, knowing your specialty, and knowing more than the other person.
Right.
That
and
is,
then
like,
and then there's like secrets too, like and like that only some people know.
yeah, and there can be like a way to cheat the system, but then also you can still lose because
Yeah.
like just because you've cheated the system doesn't
Actually,
make you powerful.
there is no way to cheat the system.
But it's like a Philosopher's Stone sort of thing where it's just like doing that shit.
Right. But Philosopher's Stones don't cheat the system either because
They're technically part of it.
yeah, they still follow the law of equivalent exchange. It's just a little morbid. It's just
Yeah.
it's a little immoral.
Exactly. That's my issue too with alchemy. Just how immoral it is. How much that you just discard human life, and just like nature and all that kind of stuff. You just
Right.
throw it all aside because you're manipulating it for your own benefit.
Right, when everything can be manipulated, nothing has any worth.
Exactly.
Well, for some people at least. For some people, I do love, probably my favorite part about FMA Brotherhood is the message of the value of human life.
Yeah.
The value of human life is really like a theme, I should say, in Fullmetal Alchemist. It's really important.
It's definitely elevated with the two main characters, the brothers.
Right.
Eric and Al.
And you mean Ed?
Ed, sorry.
Elric is their last
Eric,
name.
yeah.
Elric.
Sorry.
Eric Elric, yeah.
Eric. I don't know why, but I think it's because I edited that episode of Dragon Quest earlier.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's funny. That's funny.
I gotta mention real quick because I wanted to look it up. The manga does not extend Shao Tucker. The manga does not. It is the 2003 anime. Cause he
Yeah,
lives.
you should watch that scene where when Ed realizes who the dog is or
Yeah.
who the chimera is.
Oh, and in that version of
And
it.
then when Ed realizes how Sho Tucker got his license back last year, that scene is also built up amazingly,
Ugh.
and it's terrifying, and you feel scared, and you're like, you just stare at Tucker, and you're like, oh god.
I got something else to add. Apparently, when it comes to 2003,
Yeah.
Shao Tucker lives.
Ooh.
His daughter dies, but Shao Tucker lives.
Oh God.
I don't know how I'd feel about that. The fact that he died made it feel a little easier for me when it came to this show. Because it was like, well, good, the bastard's gone. Who cares anymore? I'm glad that he's gone. If he had stayed alive, honestly, I think that would have messed me up further.
The fact that this heavily guilty man who committed these atrocities
in
would still be
2000
going.
In 2003, apparently he spends the entire series like working with the homunculus to try to revive his daughter. And he never is able to.
Because
That's a bit weird of a motivation because, I don't know, he was the one that did that to her.
Yeah.
just so he could stay a state alchemist.
Yeah.
He regretted his actions, and so he's trying to essentially
Reform.
try to reform. But I don't like that, honestly, because it's like, no, he was an irredeemable bastard.
Yeah. I think the point of his story is to show just how irredeemable someone can get.
No, but I think the fact that he, I feel like the fact that he willingly felt remorse for his actions and was like, this was wrong, I should have done that, and he took the lengths to try to reverse that. His heart's in the right place, sort of, but I mean,
but his soul is
You
now.
didn't feel that
But
first
now
night?
his soul is forever fucking, what's it called, retributed or what?
Burning in hell.
Damned. His soul is forever damned.
Condemned.
Condemned. Yeah, condemned.
I was about to say his heart might be in this right place, but his soul is going to the right place.
I was gonna say, so he feels bad about doing that to his daughter. What about his wife?
Yeah. Does he regret doing it to his wife?
Fuck that bitch.
Apparently not, because it mentions like it was solely for his daughter, and it was like, so fuck the wife, right?
God damn it.
So you just didn't have a wife.
The one last thing I'll say in this area, real fast, is the one joke that just kept on happening that every time it show up, it makes me just audibly sigh, is just the short joke.
Yep.
Because the main character has he's a shorter, he's a short guy, and he's always at the expense of the jokes, and I'm just like, okay, move on from it now.
I think it's fucking hilarious.
We also, as we were watching, it was just like when he finally admits, yes, I am short. And it's just like, well, what if he tries the milk? Does he all of a sudden now shoot up in height?
I think I also made a joke about it, like when that scene no, we were laughing so hard about that scene because like in that moment, that's also the reason why I might be shook.
Yeah, he's in the vent. He's in the vent trying to get into the lab, the 5th lab, and he's like, "Fuck! I meant to be short." My favorite part about the short jokes in FMA is how Ed just totally exaggerates the fuck out of whatever the hell anyone says.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? You called me a puny little bastard who can't even lift his own shoes or whatever.
I did not say that.
Yeah.
Man, that's a very weird assumption that you would make about me just saying the word short. When I said you came up short and you're short on funds. You said I ain't got no balls! You said I'm not a real man! But yeah. You call me a pussy-ass bitch who likes Hello Kitty! No, what? What? No, I was saying I was going on a date with a girl who liked Hello Kitty. Ah, that's even worse!
I said this before.
I will decide solo blah,
Don't
blah, blah,
whisper into the mic.
I said it before, but honestly, the thing I can't wait for in the future is record our face, because most priceless faces right there. Just Jitsu. Every time we're doing these conversations, just
the huh?
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 None of your jokes make me laugh. His faces do.
That, like, if we ever did, like, those cringy, like, you know, the YouTuber, like, where they put their face in reaction.
Mr. Beast!
No,
He's all our emotes.
but like, yeah, the face on the thumbnail thing, but we all just do, like, the...
We look like that one Junji Ito.
Oh god!
Oh yeah, the face, the when you're driving along,
Have
when
your
you
head
see
is
your
carved out.
Oh jeez, that's so funny.
You want to lead us in this?
Let's go into this story. Basically, we're in Germany, but it's not Germany.
It's Europe. We're in Europe.
It's Europe, yeah, and the main story takes place in the not Germany place, and a lot of people have blonde hair, blue eyes, that kind of stuff.
And they're called the Amestrians.
And alchemy is a thing, so there's a lot of people who kind of have a weird sense of morality in this world, and we focus on...
Who's their leader? The Fuhrer.
Yeah, they literally...
Yeah.
His name is King Bradley, but he's called the Fuhrer.
He's actually... It's the title. The full title is Führer Bradley.
Führer Bradley.
Führer King Bradley.
Führer Bradley.
I'm not going to say it correctly.
I can't say it correctly either. For as much German as I know, I can't say Führer properly.
As an American, I cannot say it correctly.
Just wait till you see his cousin. Führer King Emperor.
Kaiser King.
Von Kaiser Bradley.
Emperor.
Führer Kaiser King Emperor.
Emperor God of Mankind. Your leader's
Kami Guru.
Super Figurative and
pretentious asshole.
Oh, so
Take this, he'll be at it for a few minutes.
Called himself God, did he?
Pretentious prick. Calling someone a prick is like is somewhat the way of saying that they're annoying, but it's like they're still like damaging. Fuck you, man.
Man, I don't care.
He goes, Dick, prick, and then you call him a cunt.
I remember
That's if you're Australian.
No. Well, okay. my friend who's in the Navy, who's been traveling everywhere and shit like that, he's been he asked me like, how come Australians just say cunt like it's fucking nothing? And I'm like, so basically what it is Americans say bitch a lot like it's nothing, but if you call a girl a cunt, then she gets offended and it gets like a huge deal. If you do that in Australia, it's swapped. Everyone calls each other cunt like regularly, but the second you call a woman a bitch, it's like, you.
I'm glad I know that now.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to go to Australia.
Yeah, no, just go to Australia and be like, cunt, and they'll be like, cunt.
Ah, fellow.
Oh, we had opposite plans.
How you going?
How you doing? But so
You just go to Australia, bitch.
Oh,
You would
fucking
die.
told me.
what the fuck?
Oh, I know. I was shot by a fucking wallaby or something like that.
Shot by a wallaby.
Yes.
Don't let the dingoes take your kids. I
let-
cannot do an Australian accent right now. That's terrible.
That was so good, though.
That was bad. What are you talking
It was
about?
awful, and that's the best part. Just don't let the dingoes get your baby.
That's what they do, bro. They look like Shiba Inus and they're all cute and shit, but they're just fucking.
Then they open their mouths and you're just like, Jesus fuck!
Yeah. I like how half of Australia just is inhabitable. It's uninhabitable.
Yes,
completely.
the outback.
And that was where old British people were sent to jail.
Yes.
And they were just like, okay, this is actually pretty nice. Let's continue living here.
My favorite joke I've heard about Australia is, listen, the idea of having an island where you just throw your prisoners is a terrible idea. Eventually, we got Hugh Jackman, but it took a while.
It took that long for us.
It took a long while. It was worth it, but it did take a while.
I always forget that Hugh Jackman is Australian.
Yeah.
I have to hear him like actually talk and be like, oh.
The fact that he's like all bubbly and stuff like that, he's like, oh, hello, how's it going?
Yeah. But he plays Wolverine, the most gruff, fucking jaded motherfucker.
Redneck.
He's not redneck,
but like,
and also Logan is Canadian. He's he's an Australian playing a Canadian pretending to be an American.
Yeah.
He's been like the character that's been alive that long.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's always fucked up seeing actors like just talk normally, and I see that they're a completely different race than I originally thought they were. Like James McAvoy. He's Irish.
Yeah.
He's Irish, but I thought he was British. He fucking nailed the British accent so well. I straight up thought he was British.
And Tom Holland, how he can nail a Brooklyn Queens teen.
Yeah.
The fact that there's that one take in the first Spider-Man that he's in, where he like does like a nervous like no kind of thing, and it sounds so good. But the fact that he's actually British is like so off-putting. It's like, how did you do that correctly?
I remember seeing a comic just recently when it came to Spider-Man of, I want to desperately see this, of him accidentally having his accent slip out. like where it's just Spider-Man and he's like, oh yeah, could I get a coffee? Coffee? And just MJ in the back just laughing hysterically. Just coffee. Coffee.
My favorite thing about the Boston accent is that they don't pronounce their R's.
Yep.
They kind of omit them.
Yeah, the Boston accent.
They've abstained respectfully.
Hey, go park your car over there in the car park.
That's where you park your car.
My mom was raised in New York, and my grandma made it her sole effort to make sure she did not learn the accent.
How do you even do that? How the fuck do you even do that?
I don't know.
Force it out of them.
How?
I don't know.
With a rolling pin.
It's my grandmother. She found a way. You're like, hey, can I have some coffee? It's coffee!
Idiots! You park your car!
I like hearing New York or Boston people making fun of like the regular American accent.
Yeah.
Can I have a coffee? It's coffee, you fucking idiot.
It's really not.
Is it Long Island? It's Long Island!
It's
Shut
land.
the fuck up, you new Brit.
New Brit? I've never heard that before.
Well, I mean, that region is called New England.
Slur against New Yorkers.
The region is called New England, yeah.
That's great.
The northeast area of like the United States is New England.
Is New England, yeah. But calling him, alright, New Brit.
I just imagine there's somebody out there just like, okay, new thing to say to people.
New insults acquired.
Don't make
the
no
Skyrim
difference to me.
power up, the Skyrim level up sound effect.
New language acquired.
Language
Anyway,
bringing it back to Fullmetal Alchemist.
That was a while and I loved it.
The two main characters, we got Edward Elric. He's a short guy with the red coat.
Yep.
Then his brother Al, short for Alphonse, who's in a giant metal suit. That's pretty weird. But he's the little brother.
Yeah, and when people say, "Oh, look, the Fullmetal Alchemist," they'll always look at the guy in a suit of armor and not the kid standing next to him.
Well, what would you have preferred? I call you the kind of metal alchemist?
I mean, kind of, with my arm and leg.
The heavy price alchemist? What do you mean by that?
Also,
Cost you an arm and a leg.
Also, real quick, I'd like to point out the Berserk reference in Fullmetal Alchemist with the prosthetic limbs being metal and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, no, I love the prosthetic limbs in this show. They're so cool.
They're called, what are they called again?
Prosthetics.
No. It had a special name for the metal. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I forgot.
Let me check my phone.
It's not the thing that I fed, but it does the prosthetic arms and legs and all that kind of stuff, and the suits of armor. It's very reminiscent of old time anime where like they were very intricate with their like mechanics and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the mechanisms were very
Automail.
Automail, yeah.
That's what it was.
It was something mail. Oh, I almost called it chainmail, and I was like, wait a minute.
That would have helped me.
Yeah.
But It's better to sound dumb than to make someone just avoid it.
It's better to ask questions and seem dumb and then choose to not be dumb afterwards after learning the answer to your question than to just not ask the question and then be stupid forever.
That's the power of being an
The
American.
funny thing is, for some reason, the moment you said that, I just thought of immediately, and that's the defense for Dub.
But yeah, so so these are the two brothers, and they are what's known as state alchemists. They're the military approved alchemists that are able to do what they need to do for the safety of the country. And I really like that idea that it's like, here's in the magic system, we don't have like a set, like, you guys have to be like, we force you into it. It's like, no, you got to make sure that you prove to us that you are useful, but you aren't like fully like a slave to us or whatever. It's like you still have freedom.
I just imagine you in this moment are just like, heresy! State approved heresy.
State approved. And so like they like kind of are able to go out and do stuff on their own, and then in this first episode there's this wait, hold on, I got it. Damn it.
Yeah, I'll say this. The first episode, I'll say it with you, this is the one that's honestly does not matter for me as much. It sets up plenty of characters well, but it feels weird in Brotherhood because it's like way later on. It's a little later on for them. The first episode of like, it's like the rest of the show is like them first joining and then continuing their early adventure. This is like a little later on where it's like, oh, there's this one freezing alchemist.
Yeah, I was about to say the freezing alchemist, and I was like, wait, not Scar? Wait, I got
exactly. That's the problem. Where you're like, okay, so
Yeah.
first episode, big thing.
It shows off
Right,
all the
no.
cast of characters. There's Mustang, who's like the fire guy, and he's awesome. There's the guy who's voiced by Chris Sabat. I can't remember his name.
Louis Armstrong.
Armstrong.
But his name's not Louis, is it?
Actually,
Alex
Alex Louis Armstrong.
Oh yeah, that's who he's based off.
Major Alex Louis Armstrong.
Alexander Louis Armstrong.
And they like fight. They go and fight this guy, and everybody's able to kind of like show, like, it's the pilot episode, so they got to show off like how everybody works and all that kind of stuff. And they capture him, and literally every time I see a shot of the city, I go, huh, that's almost like one of the alchemy symbols. And then later on, it's revealed that that is the case. It is a giant alchemy symbol, and I went, called it.
It doesn't help also that was actually just a plot line in the first episode as well, because the freezing alchemist that shows up,
He
has
like
a
he
whole
puts
detail where he put all these alchemy circles around the city
to
to
freeze
set
it
it up
all,
to
yeah.
freeze the entire city.
Yeah, and he was like, when you guys see what fucked up shit is going on,
You'll
see
you messed
that character
up.
that character actually gets a lot more like screen time, I guess you could say, in like the manga. Like he's much more of a like you see more of him.
he's more developed.
Yeah.
Which is, it is unfortunate that like in shows you kind of can't develop everybody. Like you can kind of have like a characterized, like simplified version of them,
Right.
because like they are not in there long enough to have enough reason to have that much development.
Well, there's also a second problem with it, because if you look at like the list of episodes, this would technically be like episode 27, basically, with like where it is like timeline wise. Because right here it's just like a random adventure they end up having,
Just like a filler episode like shows up and like,
or basically this would
situation.
be a later episode, not 27 obviously, but just a later episode.
yeah.
But yeah, no, we get this whole introduction of all these major characters. Then we have episode 2.
Where we
Wait,
learn
we left
of
out we
their-
left out a few major characters. There was Riza Hawkeye, Mustang's first lieutenant, I believe, and then best character in the whole fucking show, Mize Hughes.
Yeah,
I forgot his title.
he's voiced by Krillin in the dub.
Don't
I think
care.
he's lieutenant. I think he was lieutenant.
Was he
Yeah,
lieutenant?
he was lieutenant.
I think he's the same rank as Roy.
Oh, colonel. He was colonel.
Yeah, he was a colonel.
Okay. I hate how the word
Don't worry,
colonel is spelled.
Don't worry.
Colonel.
He gets a promotion later on. Don't worry. Very cool moment.
But next up we get a bit of development for like a backstory on the brothers, and we learn what the fuck happened, where their mom died, and they tried bringing her back because they were kind of studying alchemy.
They were like 8 years old.
and like
8
we're
and
like,
7.
I miss my mom. I want to bring her back. Alchemy has like a thing about bringing the dead back to life. I want to do that. They tried doing that, but the problem is that bringing back a human soul is very expensive in the world of alchemy. So much so that it basically took Al's entire body and like his life and everything, and Ed's
Left.
Lost him
left
an arm and a leg.
arm and a leg, and they summoned this monster thing that like is very like woman-like, and you go, oh, this is traumatizing for an 8-year-old.
It's like, oh,
This is traumatizing for me.
and he thinks that's his mom, so that's even more traumatizing.
Oh no!
And it gets like they literally like put it down because of just how like messed up it is, but before that happens, like Ed goes into like this weird like different space of reality and talks with this like weird being that like I love its design, and like it tries to call itself God, and I'm just like
You mean truth?
That's it like,
The name that it gives itself is truth.
and it's just a very like, it's just like it is the effect of alchemy, the equivalent exchange, where it's just like, you want to cut a deal with me, well you got to give me something first, like that sort of stuff, where that sort of stuff.
I feel truth in all essence is a neutral being.
It is
Like,
neutral,
that
but
is
also
the thing I will say,
It's
like,
truth.
Yeah, it's truth. There's nothing evil about truth.
There's nothing more neutral about truth.
There's nothing
But that's the
evil
thing, is
or
that
good about
but
truth.
in the aspect of it having to take something in order to give you something, that's where the
People
like
would
morality thing comes up into question.
Right,
People
right.
would consider that evil.
My favorite part about truth as a character is how rhetorical it is. Like it'll just straight up like in your face, like straight like 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 how a therapist just breaks you down.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like, listen, bitch, you
Here's
couldn't deal with this, this,
exactly-
and this.
Here's exactly how to solve everything, and here's what you're thinking right now. Shit, you're right.
Honestly, when it came to truth, like I know you had plenty of problems because it was like, well, this is the being that essentially takes and does all this stuff, and it's like, well, it takes essentially it works by the same laws that it gives itself. Law of equivalent exchange. It gives, but it also takes. It cannot give you something out of nothing.
Yeah.
That's
It does make sense, but the fact that it still has to take. That's
yeah,
what
that,
it is.
yeah.
that's what makes the magic system so good in Fullmetal Alchemist, is that there's only one rule. You cannot make something without breaking down something else.
You have to give up.
You have to give up. And everyone has to follow that rule. And when you notice that someone isn't following that rule, every character in the show brings it into question. It's like the main focal point. Okay, what the fuck are they doing? How do they
But
break the
how?
goddamn rules?
Yeah. How the hell is that happening?
How did he make shit out of nothing?
And when he finds, and like he gives like his leg for information and all that kind of stuff, and when he comes back, his brother's just gone. Like little Al's just not there anymore, and he's like, "No, I want my brother back." So he has like there's like a suit of armor in the basement that they were doing it, and he paints a symbol on it, and that brings Al's soul back and binds it to that. What was that noise? It brings it back and it starts inhabiting that suit of armor, and that part right there, that made me go, "Oh,
Really, pagan?
that's insane!" The fact that you can bring back someone's soul and have it inhabit something, that's some Voldemort type shit right there.
Yeah, that's literally a Horcrux. but it's to bind someone else's soul to something.
And like a quick thing with it, that little symbol is as long as that is remained okay, Al will always be fine. Like even if the suit of armor is damaged and stuff like that, as long as that little mark is fine, he's fine.
Yeah.
Stuff can get on it as long as he gets to it quick enough.
Yeah.
Like as long as he's always making sure to fix it up when bad stuff happens, it'll be fine. There were two other small details when it comes to Ed and his whole thing with truth. In that moment, he traded away like all that different stuff, but then he got to unlock the secrets of alchemy, and by doing that, like a minor detail that's never really brought up is that he doesn't have to like draw any circles.
No, that is brought up.
Or it's brought up in the first episode.
That's like his.
Nowhere else.
That's like the amount of his strength that he gave up for his leg was to be able to
Understand this knowledge.
Yeah, to go further than most people who have to use circles and all that kind of stuff.
Right. He understands
Like,
that
right away.
you can make a circle out of anything.
Yeah.
You make a circle out of this finger.
Yeah.
That's flipping you off right now because we're still not visual.
Did you guys ever see there was a film theory had a theory about this specific episode where Like, there's a moment where Ed is, like, reading his notes on what makes a human soul.
Yeah.
And it's like, but something's incomplete here.
No,
And
no,
so,
not human soul. Human, like just what
the worth of a human soul.
the ingredients of a human. He was listing off the ingredients of a human. This amount of this amount of this. But how much is a human soul worth?
So Matt Pat from Film Theory, he came in and tried to actually weigh what a soul would be.
Well,
It still sounds weird.
It does sound weird, and there's also a thing where the human body does get like a small amount lighter after they die.
Yeah.
I remember he even like made fun of Ed by the end of it, of just like, you see, Ed, it wasn't that you messed up it wasn't that like you did anything bad. It's just that your math was terribly wrong.
It's just you were very cheap with it.
You were 8 years old.
Stupid, Ed. Man, Ed, you're such an idiot. Your mom died.
Man,
Your mom's dead.
I never thought I would relate with an anime character the most. Bad at math.
Alphonse making fun of Ed for being short. This is why mom didn't fucking love you.
I love that vine.
So
look
funny.
how the
So fucking funny.
So anyway,
Random little brother
Sounds-
shit.
get his backstory. Oh yeah, the fact that after that whole thing with where he did that whole thing with his mom and his brother, then the state comes in, enlist the child.
He talked the truth and went through a traumatic experience. He's got to be very strong now. Put him in the army.
Sign him up for the army.
Put that kid in Vietnam.
It's just, that's all I thought when what was his Mustang? That's all I thought when Mustang rolled up for the kid. It's just like, man, this guy runs really fast towards lunch. Sign him up for the army.
But yeah, so it like, and like obviously they kill it, and since it's like they were trying to bring back their mom, and they had to kill it, they buried her again,
Yeah.
and that has to be kind of like a,
Well, remember, they didn't just bury her. They
burned
down the house.
And everything in it.
and just destroyed everything, because obviously their dad ain't around, because it's an anime, you can't have a proper parental figure
Yeah.
at all, at least by blood.
No.
Another thing I noticed, she has the haircut. Or the hairstyle, I should say. The mom has the hairstyle.
Yeah.
The dead mom hairstyle.
The dead mom hairstyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas really sweet, yeah, the ponytail at the very end.
You feel like you're gonna be offered a piece of pie.
Piece of
Aaron,
pie.
get out of here, Mikasa, protect him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hairstyle.
I think there's another character who has that hairstyle who also dies.
Yeah, who also dies, yeah.
And then there's the next episode, which literally sets us up for learning what the main, like, what a giant boost of power is in this world, where they hear about this guy just doing great things, and without, like, it's, like, they're very religious. It's his god that he wants everybody to start following, but make sure everybody gives him enough money in order to do it properly, and he does things that not even regular alchemists can do. I wonder if this is suspicious. So Ed and Al,
Suspicious.
they go and they're just like, God damn it, he's got a philosopher's stone. And in this world, philosopher's stones are a lot more common than in most things, where it's like philosopher's stones are like the end goal. In most like alchemy based shows, like Castlevania, like a philosopher's stone is like,
Yeah.
it is like the last thing to be like brought up and is like a main power source.
Or in Harry Potter.
Like
Here
Harry
it's just
Potter,
kind of
yeah.
available. Here it's just kind of available
Yeah.
at a high cost. We'll
But-
find out later, but
Yeah.
Wait,
so-
Wait, wasn't it originally called the Sorcerer's Stone actually?
No, it's always been called the Philosopher's Stone, but for American audiences in Harry
Oh.
Potter, it was called the Sorcerer's Stone,
Oh, okay.
which sounds cooler.
Yeah, sorcerer just as a word is cool.
But
Like, what the
but
fuck?
it also adds a bit of like magic feel to alchemy, and alchemy is trying to not be magic. It's trying to be like the law of the universe. It tries to follow that.
Science.
Yeah, science.
Raw science. The power of science.
The power of my gun blasting your head off.
The power of me turning this couch into a gun and shooting your ass.
The power of me still going to heaven.
Bitch.
Bitch. But yeah, so
I'm going to heaven. Oh wait, but I'm also dead.
so yeah, the Philosopher's Stone is like it powers up this guy, like this regular like nobody guy that was like he sucked as a regular alchemist, and the Philosopher's Stone put him so high up. The problem is that when he doesn't get to use it, he's just a normal guy.
He's just a normal priest.
Who can get beat up really easily.
Who is literally just talking shit like every other priest.
Huh?
There's one thing about this episode, like, because there's that whole thing where by the end of the episode we have the moment where it's like, okay, fine, have your god fight you, and he has the statue come to life. I was honestly disappointed with that scene in here specifically, because what they do here is they have a whole thing where like you see the statue of the god just kind of standing still, and then the arm just kind of extendo over to smack him. You just stop it.
Stop it. Just stop it.
You. Stop it, you.
Stop sneezing in my face.
Edward using his god statue to punch the dude.
Stop it, you.
But yeah,
In the 2003, I was gonna say, the cool thing was I remember seeing the animation for that moment was nuts, because the statue, it didn't just like stop it. No, it fully stood up, walked over, and just fucking dived, fucking pile drived him into the ground.
That's not what a pile drive is.
Drilled.
It fully drilled him into the ground. There you go.
Jackhammer.
But then it was revealed that
him.
his Philosopher's Stone was a fake. It wasn't real. So Edward was just like, man, I don't want this. Let's just make sure no one else can have this. And the guy and the priest is just like, shit! No!
That's not what he said. They were like, finally, the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, they were like, thank God we don't have to make one. I don't know how to make it.
Where'd it go?
Cornello, the priest, starts running away. Like, oh, I can make it one more day.
And then is found
Hot
by the
lady pops up.
found by the Team Rocket of this show,
Lust and gluttony.
where
Gluttony is awesome. I fucking love him. He's also awful.
they embody their sins very much so. And let's just say, I approve of both.
Different ways, very different ways.
I like where the homunculus symbol is.
Same. It's very cool that's on his tongue.
Her nipples are literally homunculus symbols.
You want to see my homunculus symbol?
Symbols!
just symbols. It's Ace Attorney's.
Oh, you know what game we need to play?
What?
Ace Attorney.
Oh my god.
Put that on the channel.
I would not have the memory wherewithal for it.
That's why Duke would play.
Oh, okay. I could play something?
No.
Oh, that's why we're not playing Ace Attorney.
Because I don't want you to.
Anyway, you want to go ahead and talk about a certain episode? You know, episode 4?
Episode 4.
We talked a bit about it. A lot about it.
Where
This is the thing that fucked you up.
Ed and Al go to a state alchemist's place by the name of Shao Tucker, who is trying to keep his credentials of being a state alchemist and is keep on trying to do his project. And for an entire year, they stay at his place and with his daughter and the dog. And later it's fun. And then he's like, I finally got my project done. This will let me being a state alchemist, I promise.
Just like last year.
Just like last year. And Ed and I'll go, that's weird. Okay. Why is it... Oh, God, you made a chimera thing. Okay.
Oh,
That's kind of weird.
That's so cool.
That's kind of... Okay, why is it a dog? Huh, that's pretty weird. Oh, it's got hair, too.
It just called me Big Brother.
Ed.
And it talks, and...
Big Brother Ed.
Oh. Oh, no.
Ed boys.
Life has many doors, Ed boys!
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Oh,
I'm making better for you.
oh, you know what you're doing now for the thumbnail?
No,
It's
I'm not.
it's the life has many doors, Ed boys, but it's tearing through the chimera.
Oh, God.
No!
Life has many doors, Ed boys. Ralph, what is that? The helm of the Hat of Punishment. Do you live in a cave?
What is that, Ralph? An affront to God.
What is that? A stone of philosophy.
My ticket into hell, Ed boy. Oh my God, Fullmetal Alchemist, but all the characters are from Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Life has many hands, Ed boy.
You know Double D.
Truth has many hands, Ed boy.
He took them from so many people. Look at his hand collection. Double D is definitely Alphonse.
Is Eddie? Eddie is
Eddie is
Eddie is
Ed,
Edward.
and then
Ed.
who's Ed? Like tall Ed.
He would be Alphonse.
no. I just said Double D is.
Oh, Double D is Alphonse?
No, both
No.
both Ed and Double D will be Alphonse because Duke can't keep track of.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. It's set in stone now. We can't go back. But
No,
so
dude, the voice inside is Double D, while the form is Ed.
the conscious and unconscious versions of it.
No,
Ed's
the
the
armor
fucking-
looks like Ed.
The armor.
Yeah, the armor is
I
Ed,
did Double D.
but it's Double D signed into it. That's awesome.
Why did you not just have Ed for the voice?
I still can't
because
believe
we couldn't have that one song. It would be playing all the time. Josie's on a vacation far away.
I just
fucking love
want
that video.
I just want to use your love tonight.
I love how much it sounds like Ed.
I did Double D. I want to serenade the girls with the song.
Have you
Okay,
seen,
what
have you
kind of
seen
song?
the animation? It then goes to the drum beat where it's him slamming his face forward.
Yes.
It's so awesome. I love it.
But yeah, so obviously Ed and Elle call the police on him, and they're just like, "Oh God, you're gonna run hell, man."
Only for a long time, Mister. Except actually, you're not.
except for a long time, as in you go straight to hell.
Like when Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
Not wrong.
I mean, killed himself.
Quotation marks. We're not on video yet for you to go for the quotation marks with your hands to
For the
show
air
up on.
quotes.
Let's not worry about that and get shot by Clintons. Don't worry.
I will die on this hill. Okay.
I have died on this hill.
Makes it easier for me.
I am dying on. It's a good thing you said the dying word.
Man, this absolutely horrendous man and his poor daughter. I hope that we get to see them again in the future. Oh my God, they're dead because of a guy with a scar on his face.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat at the end of the episode.
Yeah, Mercy kills the girl, and I'm still just like, it just that entire part right there. That this is the moment that completely I just had to stop and process what just happened. A man, for his own benefit, sacrificed his wife and daughter for his own benefit, and just didn't have a problem with it. So much so that he was more caring about his own life than his daughter's life. And just that combination of the chimera of his daughter and his dog, just throwing out every bit of morality is that's why I have such a problem with like alchemy and all that kind of stuff. Is just how casual the morality slippery slope.
It's very easy to forget the value of human life.
Yeah.
Or just the value of humans in general, and to view them as livestock.
And the fact that
Which you could argue is the same problem with business.
Yeah.
And just seeing that just completely just threw me for a loop. Just how, just the entire experience of just someone who just does not care, and just them technically getting away with it, and in their own country, them getting away with it.
And
it took a terrorist to come in and be like, "Holy shit, you're dead now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a terrorist. He was a
Freedom fighter.
No, I wouldn't say freedom fighter either.
In all fairness, that is the actual term for somebody who comes into a country solely for the purpose of
Murdering
disrupting the peace.
Yeah.
It is that is definition terrorist.
People are afraid of him.
That's not even to say anything bad about him. That's
Oh,
literally
right.
his role, but he's not a villain because of that. He's he's an antagonist.
Well,
not a villain.
he's not there. He's not there to. I don't think he was there to commit terror. I think he was there to. He was there solely just to kill the state alchemist. So I don't know if that's terrorism
in
or.
itself that creates terror.
Like the fact that not even their state, their state alchemists are safe.
Yeah, the collateral.
That's
the collateral.
essentially coming to America to unalive some senators.
Right.
Yeah, that is.
That's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, that's terrifying. I was going to say, by the way, man, we've got Shao Tucker doing all this, the most greedy thing in the show, and he's not even greed.
Yeah, he's not even the character greed. Yeah.
Not even greedy was not even greed was as greedy as this.
Yeah. And then we get introduced a character named Envy, which is able to change its outward appearance. Why do I keep trying to say experience? Outward appearance to literally anybody, because that it can just kind of just flows into anything else. Like it can just change its makeup to, well, not makeup, its entire body structure to look like anybody that they want. And
or
since
any living creature.
I'm gonna guess
Yeah.
based on like the name Envy that it's like it changes its face based on like jealousy.
Well, there's a difference between envy and jealousy. I forgot what it was though.
it was more
Envy
of like
is like you want it's close to greed essentially, right?
You want what someone else has. You don't want someone to have what you have. Or
Yeah.
oh no. It was
the jealousy is more of like them taking what you have.
no. It was
Envy's weird. Envy's
And
a weird
envy
sin to
was-
describe.
envy was wanting something that someone else has, and then jealousy was not wanting wanting someone to not have something.
Oh yeah. But, yeah.
Or it was something. One of those two means one of those two.
Yeah.
One of those two means thing.
I think that's right. I think it's right. I think yeah, and if like all of the 7 deadly sins can be described with the word shit, where it's like gluttony, I eat shit; lust, I will fuck your shit; envy, I want your shit.
Yeah, greed. I'm taking your shit.
Yeah.
No, the 7 deadly sins can be defined as 7 deadly frames.
That is that has been our review on 7 deadly sins.
I'm so sad.
We
It's
haven't
so
met the
good.
other four.
But yeah, the next episode is a really good fight between the Scar and the brothers, and they kind of are able, but like they almost lose. Like Scar almost fully kills Ed, not for the reason of him being like he kills him because he almost kills him because Ed still wanted to fight even though Scar was like done. He didn't want to fight Ed at all because like they were chill. Like he was
Ed is a child.
yeah, he's just like, I'm not killing kids. And Ed's just like, you just killed a kid earlier. I'm gonna still try and kill you. And he's just like, okay. Ed gets his shit rocked.
Okay. Breaks his arm.
And then Mustang shows up and is just like, I'm gonna fire a guy. And he's like, oh shit, that's right.
Oh no, it's raining.
Yeah, it was raining, so couldn't do anything there. Gets punched by Louis. It was so cool. Just Armstrong, where it's just like, oh, what kind of alchemist are you? The fist alchemist. What does that mean? I'm about to fist you. What? Huh?
So Scar runs away.
I actually forgot the kind of alchemy that Armstrong does. What is it again?
Fisticuffs.
No, it
He
was
just beats the fuck out of you and makes shapes out of him.
It doesn't really say.
no. He like there's like the Armstrong family
Yeah.
alchemy.
They had a very specific thing. But basically, the best way to describe what he would do throughout the show is he would beat the shit out of you with bare knuckles, or like just some knuckle dusters.
No, he would use alchemy as an aggressive and offensive
Melee combat.
Not just melee combat, but like just for combat. Like he would like the Earthbender making spikes coming out of the ground to like hit you, or
Yeah.
breaking the floor. Yeah.
But
It
so
was my favorite. There was one time where he used it to take somebody's weapon and turn it into him, like just his face.
Ding.
It took somebody's hammer and just.
To properly have your form presented in all forms of media.
Yes.
The next episode, like, Ed's arm is all broken, like, the prosthetic arm is all broken, so he has to go back to his hometown for his mechanic to fix it up. And we get introduced to, what's her name? Shit. Winry. There we go. That's, they're the mechanics of the place for automails and all that kind of stuff. And so Armstrong is there to be the, what are the brothers up to? Like, what's their story and all that kind of stuff. And the grandma, and Winry's grandma is the one who mainly starts telling Armstrong about it, so more of telling us. And
We get a doctor by the name of
oh yeah, Tim Maroc.
yeah.
And he kind of has like a
That says Marco.
Tim Maroc. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
That says Marco. I was like, Maroc.
That's not Marco. That's Marco.
Tim Marco, Doctor.
That's not Marco. That's Marco.
Yeah. So he fought in the place he fought
Volley War.
the war that was they took over the place where Scar is from, and obviously people don't like being conquered, so there's a bit of a back and forth on that, and most of the people that fought on that very much regret it because they killed a lot of people.
I'll say this right now. It was not a war. It was a genocide.
They
describe it as a war. It was a genocide.
They just wanted the country to be a perfect circle.
They just wanted to get rid of that part of the country, yeah.
They wanted the country to be a perfect circle for a reason.
For a very weird reason.
And also somebody else just wanted to shoot a kid.
You'll find out who shot the kid.
Yeah.
I heard somebody shot a kid. Somebody shot a kid?
So, I bet it was an asshole.
But that the Tim Marco guy, he was like, if you want to know what a Philosopher's Stone is, you really shouldn't know what a Philosopher's Stone is. You shouldn't read this book in this library that I put a book in that definitely doesn't say anything about that. And they go, all right,
cool.
Look into that.
And then they go there, and turns out it's burned to the ground literally in the same night. And I wonder if Marco's all right.
He's fine.
But
spoiler warning.
And then we also get like a quick little fight between Scar and Lust and Gluttony, which is like a cool little thing to show that Scar is definitely not with that group.
Yeah, I was happy about that.
And
because they attack him in the sewers.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit. And then he kills Gluttony, but then Gluttony gets back up and he's like, oh shit.
Oh no.
And then like Ed and Al, they part ways from Armstrong for a little bit and get paired up with two people named Denny and Maria. Your character, Jinsu and Maria. That for some reason you kept on repeating to me that she has a mole under her left eye.
Yes.
Right eye.
Yes.
I don't forget it.
Jinzu? You're a fuck.
You set that up so early, and I was just like, wait, what?
You see the mole under her right eye? She always has that.
Always.
She never doesn't have that.
That's a weird thing to say. But yeah, so
Jinzu, you're a cunt.
but yeah, so the place is burned to the ground, but thankfully they find a girl who like kind of worked at the library for a little bit, but like she specializes in working in libraries, and they find out that she has a memory that she can kind of like she can remember a lot of things. That's convenient.
Photographic memory.
Photographic memory. That's very convenient. Hey, could you write this book for us? Like this book that was there.
I got
that's
12
under
copies already.
Oh, okay, thanks. Let's start reading it. Oh, why is that a cookbook?
What the fuck are you guys supposed to do out of this? You'll see.
So they decipher it, and then they learn how to make a Philosopher's Stone in this world.
Soylent Green is people!
I don't even know what that's a reference to.
Soylent Green.
I don't even know. So
Soylent Green is a reference to Soylent Green.
Glue's made out of horses!
Oh! The Elmer's logo is a cow for a reason! But yeah, they learned that you have to sacrifice human souls. It's just the name of the movie? God damn it! Soylent Green. But yeah, you technically have to have raw materials to make a Philosopher's Stone. That's why all of these buildings around a prison were taken away, because prisoners were unexpectedly dying for some reason for making Philosopher's Stones. And obviously Ed and Al learning about this just go, great! Time to be burdened with this knowledge forever. Because obviously the less people that know about that, the better.
Yeah.
And it's just like, after learning about that, there's like a huge attack.
And
like,
while they're all figuring this out about Philosopher's Stones, Colonel Mize Hughes is figuring out the weird circle shape about the city, and then he gets shot.
Man, this shit weird.
But like right,
You got a mole on your left eye.
You don't have a mole under your right eye. My bad.
My bad. Oh,
My
sorry.
bad.
But
My bad. Why don't I turn into your wife?
But literally when they figure out this, like, there's a huge attack, and Ed and Al go to try and resolve it, and it's revealed that there's a serial killer out there named Barry the Chopper. And he tries to frighten
the laboratory.
And then they find this laboratory, and then they go into it and all that kind of stuff. They find Barry and another
secret lab next to a prison. I wonder if that has anything to do with stuff.
Yeah, and like Barry the Chopper and Slicer. That's the name of these two guys.
I wonder which one I like more.
Barry the Chopper actually has a different character in the 2003 anime.
Really?
Yeah, and he affects Ed's character like drastically.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Very drastically. So Barry the Chopper originally was a serial killer. He was a serial killer. He was a real ass person. We meet him, and he almost kills Winry, and he almost kills Ed, and he traumatizes Ed. And then Barry the Chopper gets experimented on, and then he becomes the pseudo armor Barry the Chopper.
In the same way as Al, like
Yeah.
literally they're the same. Both Barry the Chopper and Slicer in this. They're both experiments put into it.
Yeah, and when he's in the pseudo armor, he torments Ed like constantly. Like,
That's
that's like a.
It sounds extremely dramatic. I will say I really like this version of Barry Chopper.
But
Like he's very fun.
It's
mainly
interesting.
because he puts the seed of doubt in Al's head that he's not actually real.
Right.
That sticks for a few episodes, and then I find it funny how next time they meet, it's just like, it's that guy! that made me laugh. It's just like, it's you!
But yeah, and then when they start to beat him and Ed wants information out of him, Envy shows up and kills Slicer, because technically Slicer's two brothers.
Yeah.
But because he slices him in half and they're supposed to be like, ooh,
No, he takes
look!
the head off. He takes the helmet off.
Oh yeah, the helmet off, yeah.
Takes the helmet off, and
And
then
then-
the body starts attacking him. He's like, "What the fuck? Psych! We're actually two brothers."
And then he cuts him in half at the waist and he's like, tell me you're not three brothers.
No, we're not.
No.
Go ahead and kill us. I
No.
won't kill you. Respect.
No, our little brother Dick died before any of us did.
Of course his
miss
name.
my dick.
Of course his name. But Barry the Chopper survives to come back for another bit of story later on.
Also, really important character moment for Ed. That really cements like why you should like this character. When Ed like finally defeats the two brothers, he treats them like people. Like, or not treats them like people, but when the older brother asks him, "Hey, aren't you gonna finish us off?" Ed goes, "No,
I don't
I'm not.
kill
I
people.
don't like killing people. Can you even consider us people in bars like these?" Well, if I did that, then I wouldn't consider my brother whose soul I put in a fucking thing of armor a human either. So,
I wouldn't consider it
so that would kind of be that would be counterproductive to my whole, like, fucking, what's it called, morality.
Yeah.
Shit, that's fair. You want to hear
Damn.
the plot of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood? Oh yeah, sure. The plot is
The One Piece is
Kid, I don't have much time. Come here closely.
that's what happens to
Obama's last name is...
I don't have much time, child.
people. Understand, this is what happens to people who try to spoil the plot of shows. They fucking die. Jinzu, did you know if you spoil the plot of shows that people fucking die?
Dude, did you know that there's titans in the walls?
Whoa! I'm the one that dies. Oh, I guess I had it wrong. If you tell spoilers, I die. So, like, we come.
I cannot live with this.
So yeah, next episode it's literally just like Winry comes into Central City because she's just like, I just wanted to experience Central. Also, let me repair your arm and maybe put in things that I forgot to put back in.
And the whole time, Ed is like, "I'm sorry, Winry, I fucked up your arm again.
I messed it up.
I messed up your arm again in a fight."
And Al's just going like, am I real? Am I real? Am I fake? Am I real? Am
And
I
then she
fake? Am I
goes,
real?
"Oh, I can gaslight him."
and so it kind of they're able to chill out a little bit, but and like Winry gets to meet what was the name of his, the colonel again?
He's your favorite character.
Fire? Or...
No, not Mustang.
Okay, Armstrong.
Mize.
Oh, me huge.
Hughes. Thank you. So Hughes and like Winry is able to, Winry goes and meets his family and like is basically becomes a big sister to the daughter, and it's a very nice family, and you're like, this is great.
I love Miles Hughes.
This is great.
He's so fun.
And
He's so fun and so lovable. I hope nothing bad happens to him.
And Al gets like very upset. Like he starts like it just boils over of his like, am I real or not thing, and Ed is just like, it doesn't matter. I'm still getting your soul and body back. You're going to be whole again. I do not care if you try and think that you're real. The fact that you are like trying to resist,
The fact that you have memories of us fighting and
you have also the bad and good memories. If I wanted to bring you back, I would only bring you back the good memories.
No, that's not what he said. Like the fact that you have good and bad memories of me proves that you're real.
Yeah.
That's what more proof could you want of being real than
And
the fact that-
there are things that you remember from your perspective and not my perspective.
right.
which is also another telling. It's more of just snapping him out of that like brother conflict thing. It's like, idiot.
Yeah. Pay the fuck attention. You got gaslit.
and then we start to meet a little bit more about the leader of this country, Fuchsia King Bradley, where like he's a very chill guy. He's like an old 60-year-old man,
And he's cool and he's nice and he likes
He's got an eye patch.
He likes to leave his advisors to go talk to Ed personally in private.
Yeah.
And then when he knows that coming, he's like, "Well, gotta go," and he climbs out the window. Wow, what a nice guy. He's definitely not crazy or anything.
I love him. And then they want to go to the place of their the person that taught them how to hone their skills of alchemy, and that town is also like the same place where all of the mechanics go to beef up their skills for being mechanics also. So Winry goes with them, and they meet their teacher, her name is Izumi Curtis, and she's kind of messed up on the inside. Like she starts like barfing up blood and all that kind of stuff.
She's missing a few organs.
Yeah, missing a few organs. That's it's kind of bad. I wonder if it's a similar situation to Ed and his lack of having certain things.
Organs and limbs.
I wonder who she.
I wonder why she's such a mother figure to them.
A mother figure with a husband and no one else.
No kid. And she keeps gripping where her stomach, where her uterus would be.
And then so like he gets like his automail gets upgraded and all that kind of stuff, and they wait, hold on. This is the only problem with having this in front of me is that I'm actually like reading what's happening. I was like, oh yeah, that is what happened.
He has to squint.
Yeah. I'm an old man.
I'm an old man, yeah, with no eyes.
But just basically oh, this is okay. And now I know. So this is the part where Hughes, while Winry and Ed and Al are away at the mechanics town, Colonel Hughes is just like, he makes the connection and he's just like, oh shit, you guys are all like, we started this war as like with the genocide of those people. We're definitely the bad guys. I'm gonna go to this isolated public place and not tell anyone and try and deliver this message by myself to my friend Mustang
On a payphone.
And then all of a sudden
He already got shot. He was already being chased, and he couldn't. He's like,
he knew he was being chased,
and
because
he knew he was being watched. So he's like, "Fuck! I can't use the main lines."
Yeah. So instead of contacting him face to face, he decided to go for a phone call, and Maria suddenly shows up, and it's like, oh, that's kind of weird. I wonder what she's doing.
Hey, it's Maria.
And she doesn't have a mole under her right eye. And as soon as I saw that, I went, no! Yeah. Because it was set up that Envy was someone that's able to transform into other people. But the thing is it's even worse in this situation because Hughes realizes that, and he goes, you're not Maria. And Envy is just like, okay. Then how about this? And transforms into his wife and shoots him. How does that feel for you, huh?
I hope his eyes get melted.
Yeah. Also spoilers.
I hope his eyes get melted.
But
Just that the head bursting thing, gif that goes around way back when. What the fuck was it? There was some movie where like just this dude sitting at a table and then his fucking head just explodes. It's just that.
No, I'm saying specifically in the eyes, melted, blown up.
like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Indiana Jones.
Madam?
Indiana Jones, the face melting.
Oh yeah. That was pretty graphic.
And then so after they find Hughes's body, they promote him to Brigadier General, 2 ranks up. And Mustang is very messed up that his friend is dead. So much so that he's very much becoming like the dedicated, like the get this shit together, we gotta figure out this conspiracy sort of guy. And that's his like whole thing that he does the rest of the time.
A line I felt so bad for when I heard it was a terrible day for rain.
Ugh. Oh yeah, this is the one. This is the area where that is said. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I have context of who that character is, the one who says it, and the one who dies, and I'm just like, God damn it! How far behind? How long ago was 2009? 14 years ago.
What?
It's a terrible day for rain.
Oh yeah.
I did the math
Four
properly.
score and like 2 weeks ago.
4 score in 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. 2 years, but 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Even a stroke.
I'm trying to.
7 years ago, my balls.
We're heavy. We're released.
4 score is like, the score is 20 years, right?
4 score and 7 years ago. So, and how long ago was the Civil War to the forefathers, the founding fathers? That's like 65. The Civil War was like in 65.
Civil War was in
1865.
1865,
And
the American Revolution was in 1776.
So that's almost. So it was almost 100 years.
Score sense group of 20, so it's 87 years.
87 years. Okay, so yeah, 4 score and 7 years ago.
4 score. Yeah, so a score is 20
Our
years.
founding fathers
A
brought
score.
unto themselves,
Alchemy, and it was heinous.
and they went, man, we should still experience our forefathers.
I'm
Nothing
gonna put a
bad.
man on the moon.
I'm gonna put the man on the moon, and I'm gonna
Nothing
say I'm
bad.
on the moon.
Nothing bad ever happens with humans transmutation. Ah!
I'm gonna say that the CIA should be investigated for corruption and then not suffer any consequences from it.
Ah! Lower the sunroof. This bitch is sweating.
Oh, and we also get a reveal of what's in Ed's pocket watch that's like allows him, that's like his identification that he is a state alchemist. Inside of it is the date that they burned down their house with the chimera in it.
Remember the 3rd of October.
It doesn't even say on here what day it is. It just says the date. Wait,
I think it was October 3rd, right?
it was like, yeah, remember
It was
October 3rd.
Yeah, I think I remember October 3rd because every fucking year that is the day that Fullmetal Alchemist fans come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, sees the date when the Elric brothers burned down their house. That's all it said.
I swear it is like throwing food out when rats show up of
Jesus Christ, man!
Sorry, but it got irritating after a while. I would see it every year of just like oh hey, it's October 3rd. Fullmetal Alchemist. Get out of here! I don't want your memes.
Get out of here! I don't get the joke. It's not funny for me.
It's not funny.
I
You're
haven't
cringe.
watched the show yet.
But so now Ed and Al go back to their teacher and they're just like, hey, so some messed up shit happened to us and you. We kind of need to, but we know how it's fixed. But unfortunately, you can't really do that because in order to bring someone back with the Philosopher's Stone, you need to kill a lot of people to make the Philosopher's Stone. And she goes, that's terrible. And we get a flashback of how they met her, where basically there was a flood happening in this area, and she's just like, I'm gonna go help people. And then she finds out that Ed and Al are there, but they're like
Teach
literal.
me your ways.
Yeah, they're just kids, and they're just like, we want to learn how to do what you do. And she's just like, I found kids.
I found kids. I've
Hey,
got
do
a
you wanna-
connection to children that I won't mention yet.
So, like there's the singular and plural of words. The singular is Batman. The plural is orphanage.
wait, what joke were you trying to make?
A rich orphanage.
A group of Batman is called an orphanage.
A group
So-
of Batman is
So she gives them
called
like
a circus.
She wants to train them. What does she do? She throws them on an island in an island as far away from civilization as possible, and is just like, until you learn the secret of alchemy, you can't come back. And they're just like, that seems like a lot of demands to give on to us.
The secret of what?
I'm sorry, what?
One kid is missing an arm. One kid is.
We did it.
Yeah,
We did it. I ate my arm.
Yeah, they learn the meaning behind one is all and all is one. Basically, everything. The circle of life, Simba.
Simba.
And then they
Remember.
returned, and the teacher said, "Eat this. Eat this."
Good.
I love later on in the show where you have that moment of just like, do you remember what I said to you that day? Eat this. No, not that.
But like their teacher fully just realizes like, oh god, these kids grew up. And so so Mustang, like after his friend dead has been killed, he's fully just going into the, all right, all five of you guys were coming with me to Central City, and we're all going to be working together on this thing that we're definitely not talking about. And we actually go and see what Scar's doing in all this. That he kind of goes back to his home area and is kind of like recovering from that fight with Armstrong. And who's Yoki? I forgot who Yoki is.
I'm pretty sure
he's
he's
a-
extortionist.
He's one of the government people with like the little mustache.
Oh yeah, so like because obviously he's
He's
a
voiced
big
by Bon Clay
shit.
in Japanese.
Ah,
If he was voiced by Bon Clay in English, I'd be laughing even harder.
but yeah, so we get like,
Boy,
but yeah, so in we
Short Boy,
shit boy,
Scarman, Metro Boy,
angry mustache man.
Which
what
one?
defining trait should I give for this scarred individual?
But yeah, so
Red eyes!
while they're like chilling out, like Al, like because he can't eat and all that kind of stuff, he kind of just goes off and like gets to look at the city, and then he gets lured off by this like random group of characters, and you're just like, who are these guys? And it turns out they're
Big
like,
brother, I made friends! Those are gang members!
yeah, it's like a gang, and one of the characters like they fully just get in his armor as like a I'm gonna be in here, and like she's just
I
like
live in here now.
yeah, it's just fully. It's just like I'm gonna control it. Which it's like a weird like tug of war that we see between those two, and like it's like a whole like fight. And Ed obviously wants his brother back.
We're here for human rights, and by human rights, I mean homunculus rights. Wait, what?
I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah, homunculus is
I'm a dog person.
God damn it. A homunculus is like it's a alchemic made human. It's not an actual human being. It's like a thing that was created.
Yeah.
And obviously that also muddies the human life value of a human life thing, that since it was made by this in unnatural ways, are they considered human? And that
What is
kind
the
of
value of a collection of like 100 lives?
Exactly.
That's actually a really big question in the 2003 version of the story.
yeah.
The homunculus aren't like their own individual characters like they are in Brotherhood or in the original manga. They're actually characters who, like, basically everyone who tried transmuting someone back to life, they came back as a homunculus, or the homunculus had their likeness.
Okay, so
I
it's-
want to know who Sloth is. Sloth is their mom.
oh
Yeah,
I hate that.
yeah. Imagine how everybody else feels.
Envy wasn't in there though. No envy.
I'm okay with that. But obviously Ed like goes into their base and is just like, "Where's my brother?" And he brings in the military with him, and everybody's like, they're having a cool time. And Ed meets Greed, who turns into like a monster thing who looks kind of cool. He's like the only problem is the fact that he's still wearing his pants. So he like turns into like this monster thing with like crazy hands and like teeth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's still wearing his slacks.
Yeah.
And
Why are you wearing pants? What? Would you like to see my?
Do that next to the mic. Okay, now do that in front of the mic with the thing. Yeah.
I guarantee it still didn't show up. There you go.
That's not what Nestle sound like, but
Do you have something to tell us, Duke?
too bad we
No,
don't.
I went and grabbed this because of the fact that it's like all black. His arm.
Oh, his! I was like,
just
I was like,
just looking at Green, just like, you want to see it? It pops out and it looks like this. It's like, what the fuck?
stop trying to do visual stuff. I know you're technically practicing for when we are visual, but don't do it yet. But yeah, so like this, obviously Ed is getting his shit rocked, and then, you know who decides to show up? The Viewer.
My favorite character at that point.
And he pulls out these two swords, and he's basically just talking just how Greed is a bitch ass motherfucker
He pissed on his wife.
who ain't got no shit. No, he doesn't even have the strength to piss on his wife.
He didn't have a single shit, but he did piss.
And he tells and like he tells Armstrong to go find Ed, and they hit and Bradley and Greed fight, and it's a really good fight. and he's
was
just
the
talking
best
to
Bradley
choreographed
shows
fight.
why he's the king.
Yeah, it's not like just like he's just there because he's in charge. No, he's there because he's strong, and his eye patch comes off,
He takes it off.
and basically,
Wait, no, he
and,
doesn't take it off. Some Greed takes it off.
Oh yeah.
and it's revealed that he has a symbol, which means that he is also a homunculus who goes by the name Wrath.
So this one is I'll fuck your shit up.
I
Yeah,
remember it was literally like a moment before I was like, oh, he's one of my favorites. I can't wait to see him working with Ed. And then this happened. I'm like, fuck!
I gotta see how Ed can overcome this.
I remember first watching Fullmetal Alchemist, like Brotherhood for the first time, and watching Wrath just fuck up Greed and being like, holy shit, this guy's really something. And then it's like he's a homunculus too, and I'm like, oh.
Oh,
crap.
no!
Yeah, because it's one thing when a character's awesome. When the character reveals to be on the same side as the person that they mess up, that's another moment of fear.
Yeah.
All Might's cool. I'm evil. Oh no!
Oh shit!
Dude, the first time
And-
I ever saw My Hero, by the way, was like a clip where it was All Might saying, "I'm the bad guy now," and I was like, "What the fuck is gonna happen to this show?"
And then turns out it was just a joke
It
moment.
was him teaching.
And
Also, hold on, I got his bathroom.
I'm gonna take a shit.
And then we get the craziest moment after Bradley wins. We get the craziest moment that I'm just like, okay. Where the girl is still inside Al's armor, and like Bradley saved Al, and the girl's still in there, and he's like, no, we became friends, don't hurt her. And you know what Bradley
We're like,
does?
"She's innocent."
That is not what Al
Stab.
said. Al said, no, don't kill her because she's still inside me and she's alive and a person and probably deserves a second. Oh. You're just going to slide
Let's
that in.
handle this shit.
Die, bitch.
You did the same exact pose that guy who does like the my wallet, okay, and he tries pulling out the baton, but like it keeps messing up.
Joke funny?
And then he does that little smirk at the end when it finally is like all done after like 2 minutes of attempts, and it's just. I love those guys. That guy's memes. You seen the one where like he walks over and sits in the chair and it starts to like fall over and he goes.
No?
Yeah.
What? There's so many videos like that.
There's a big guy going to sit in the like one of those chairs.
Office chair.
An office chair. It has a quick high pitched scream and
Oh.
it flies back.
Oh, it's a big guy, big buff dude. Okay. That's funny.
But yeah, and so afterwards and all the situation resolved, the brothers are back together again.
Somebody died in me.
And yeah, they definitely cleaned out the armor. But
I think it's fucked up how Bradley does that. He just slides the sword through Al and just like shink. All right.
the chink in the armor is your dead downfall.
God, no. The worst part
The
about
chinky
it.
armor.
The worst part about that, by the way, is when Al wakes up and he's like, "Oh, is everything okay?" Looks down, sees himself opened up, and a trail of blood leading out of him. As you just see the body still in front of him,
Like
just covered up with a blanket.
it's the equivalent of looking down and seeing your stomach taken out. That's
No.
how like how it looks.
Oh.
Your clothes is gone, and you see blood trailing over as there's a body in front of you. That's what it is.
What did you eat? Someone?
No, you
Also-
were protecting them under your jacket.
So, pause real quick.
Hold on. And then we get the moment that's like it's set way a little bit like after where it's like Bradley the viewer walks into like this weird underground area and he meets up with Lust and Gluttony. That's pretty weird, and Envy. And then
I
shows
love the
that,
way that's phrased. And envy.
yeah. And then it shows that he has Greed still alive because you can't really kill someone with the Philosopher's Stone.
So what do they do?
So they melt him. And all the juices that came from it gets poured into a cup. All the energy that gets poured from him gets poured into a cup, and it's picked up by someone known as Father.
And he looks very
I-
familiar.
He has very striking platinum blonde hair. It's very striking, and a beard, and a red coat named Father. Kind of weird, but anyway. So we go back to Scar, and like he's kind of just trying to get back and do more terrorism, as you do.
As you do when you hate a group
And
of
he
people.
literally just gets met up with a girl named Mei Chang with a tiny panda named Xiao Mei. And she's just like, I'm trying to find the Fullmetal Alchemist. I heard that you fought him
I'm gonna find immortality.
and get immortality, and he knows something about it. Take me to him. And Scar's just like, I don't care. You're strong. Let's go.
I like her fantasy of who she thinks Ed is.
Yeah, that he's like a tall, like hot guy.
Yeah, he's like a very pretty, like, little pretty boy, fucking all majestic and like knightly and everything.
Yep.
I
That's Ed.
like how she got the hair right though.
Yeah. So that way you can at least tell that this is anywhere close to Ed.
Yeah.
Imagine JoJo ended up with Ed.
And then it shows that Ed and Al are in, like, they're still experiencing that little town that they're in, and some guy randomly shows up. Like, it's literally like, spot the protagonist, spot the main character, like, spot a main character sort of situation where you see, like, regular people, and then you see this guy walk past with, like, yellow clothes and, like, is really, like, drawn well compared to everybody else, like, not basic at all, and you're like,
protagonist.
And he has a sword on his back.
with a sword and all that kind of stuff, and they meet him, and
Sorry, it's a protagonist. I'm gonna die.
and he kind of like goes up, and he has like kind of like a hey, how's it going sort of personality. Where he's just like, hey, I'm very hungry. Can you pay for my food for me? And Eric's just and Edward's just like, all right, I guess not. I guess why not? And he's just like, and they start talking back and forth, and reveals his name's Ling Yao, and he comes from the eastern country of Xing.
Jingni.
Ching.
He is a Jingni's resident.
And he's actually the son of a prince, and he came all the way over here to learn the secrets of alchemy, because they don't really got out the same kind of alchemy over there. They got like a very basic, not good version of it that doesn't work as well. And he also heard that Ed knows the secret of immortality, and he wants to learn that. So he calls on his two underlings to come and kidnap Ed. I wonder how he takes that. So there's a full-on fight between his bodyguards, Lan Fan and Fu.
Done fun.
And like they go back. It's a fun fight where
Most American way to pronounce it. You got Lamb Fanny, you got
Fu.
Also, Fu.
They very much almost destroy the town, and it's my favorite thing when like they're just like, yeah, these people can just remake it and make it all better again. Let's just have him destroy everything as much as possible, but the people still get mad at him.
Yeah.
I got myself a ceiling fan. I got myself a land fan.
For the local access network.
So they go back and Link gets arrested because he goes up to the cops and it's just like he won't.
No, you're about to say he got arrested because he was trying to say something. No, he got arrested because he was sleeping in public on the floor.
Oh yeah,
and
he just
somebody
got
walked
lost.
up and said, "Hey, where's your papers?" And he was like, "Oh no."
No, he says
and he
like
got arrested as an immigrant.
He said, "I should not be treated in this way. I'm the prince of this country." Oh, so you're an immigrant? You're from another country.
Wouldn't speak to them.
Where's your papers? Oh!
Disappears.
Gets taken to jail. Goes to jail.
And
It's
then
so funny.
And then we get like more back on Mustang and his whole like trying to uncover the conspiracy, and Envy, being the absolute fucker that it is, learns that Mustang knows more than he lets on from the photographic memory girl who's now working for the military. But
God, Envy, like throughout this entire show, Envy is just the worst.
does the dirty work. Envy definitely does most of
the dirty work and revels in it.
And then we also get the fact that when the brothers get back, Hughes isn't there, and they're just like, hey, where is he?
Where's my dad? Where's my dad at?
I
want to see my dad.
Where's the guy? Where is he? I want to say hi to him. And they're just
dad.
like, he went to a farm
Upstate.
upstate.
Oh, that's nice.
He was promoted to brigadier general. That's a weird thing for retirement. Why did I say that?
Sees the girl with the mole on her face, just like, hey guys, how you doing? Oh yeah, we heard about Hughes. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, it's so unfortunate, right? It's like, man, I wish I could have spoken to him. And it's like, yeah, it's such a grave loss. What you talk about? Oh, he did.
Oh, so they got again another traumatizing moment that their friend is dead, and then all of a sudden they arrest Maria Ross because while watching the scene, she was Envy first looked like Ross. That's pretty weird, and now all of a sudden she's getting arrested for murdering Hughes.
That's weird.
That's weird.
What's your alibi? I was at my parents' house. You can't use that as an alibi. What?
What? Obviously, your parents were gonna say that, so obviously we're gonna not consider that. And then
Which is bullshit.
it's very much bullshit. But in this entire time, like, part of Mustang's plan is to have, because he had like experiments on him, bury the chopper. They had somebody watching him, and he was just hanging out. And I like how he was just chilling out. He kept on wanting to go out and murder people, but they're like, no, stay here. And he's like, fine.
One of my favorite bits is the fact that, like, one of the people that works under Mustang comes in to keep an eye on him. And just his reaction, smoking guy!
I forgot his name. Fuck.
Because they don't say his name.
No, they do
say
say
his name. They do.
But not to Barry. So he calls him Smoking Guy. But after they see that Maria got taken in, and obviously she's innocent, Barry's just like, you know what? I'm gonna break her out of prison. So he goes in to go and take her out. And
Was it Gene Havoc?
probably?
Yeah, it was Havoc. It was Havoc.
But while trying to get her out and like trying to get all that free, she gets interrupted by Mustang, and to everybody, Mustang thinks that he's the one that killed his friend. And then all of a sudden there's a giant column of flame, and Ed comes around the corner and sees, oh God, he murdered her! Shit!
Yep.
Okay, I thought she was one of your subordinates, but okay, no, she's fully dead. That's her charred corpse right there.
How could you have killed Maria? She killed my... She killed my best friend.
My best friend.
She killed my best friend.
She killed my best friend, Markiplier.
Hello, everybody. Today I'm gonna see if I can survive 200 degrees Celsius flames.
Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to uncover the secrets of Amestria.
I didn't find it!
Hello, everybody. Wait, don't you have a mole?
And then literally the next day after this happens, all of a sudden Armstrong's just like, Ed, I need you. Come on, let's go. We're going now. We're going. Bye. And Al and Winry are just like, that's weird. And they go on this really long trip to like this deserted place where there's like ruins and all that kind of shit. And it's revealed that Mustang didn't kill her. Didn't kill Maria Ross. She's alive. Because obviously she was part of the team, and obviously she didn't murder Hughes. And turns out, and now also
Maria did not kill the competition. Da, 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 da.
She didn't do it.
Da, 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 da.
Phoenix Wright clears the competition.
Phoenix Wright finds an alibi.
By the way, every time you say Maria Ross, I just get an image of like that lady that's under Nick Fury.
Oh yeah,
Because her name's Maria Hill.
Maria Hill, yeah.
But the problem is, you say that, and I'm now mixing together Maria Hill and Thunderbolt Ross. So it's like,
What? What?
It's
Thunderbolt Hill?
Thunderbolt Hill.
yeah. So
who's the Thunderbolt Ross?
and it
then?
also shows that Armstrong's with Ed and Mustang also like part of their side, and it's great. And then all of a sudden Ed gets taken out. Like when he goes out on his own, he tries to see why there's a broken transmutation circle in this one area of the ruin. When all of a sudden he gets attacked by a Schwallen guy. And all of a sudden a lot of other people show up when Ed's on top, and so it looks like he's the one that's accosting the Schwallen guy. But then he's just like, I want to fight everybody! I want to fight! I want to do it! And then it's revealed that, Scar is the one that killed Winry's parents.
Yes.
Which was that was a huge thing, because there was this huge, literally in this Ishvalan city, there's one of the Central City people walks in and shoots a kid, and people are very much upset about that, so they do something, which escalates, and the military comes in and basically steamrolls them, and just fully starts killing a bunch of people. But the thing is that they started doing some weird alchemy shit. The military started doing some weird alchemy shit, and Scar's brother was had some cool alchemy stuff where his left arm, his right arm destroys, his left arm mends, and Scar got caught up into a thing giving him a scar, and he lost his arm, and his brother went, shit, I gotta give him my arm. So he takes off his arm, he removes his arm, puts it on his brother, and then repairs it. But the thing is that his brother's nowhere to be found when Scar wakes up. And obviously he's very wary, Scar is very wary of the same kind of people that just decimated his town. And unfortunately the surgeon there trying to help him is Winry's father, and his mom is there too.
He got blue eyes.
Yeah, there's a whole thing in that flashback with blue eyes that's crazy.
He woke up to the blue eyes white dragon fucking shit up.
But yeah, it was crazy. And then, Barry the Chopper is just hanging out. Then all of a sudden, a giant explosion happens. It's what the hell? And it's this weird monster-looking guy just comes up and tries fighting Barry. And it's that's really weird. And then Barry goes, wait a second, I haven't seen you in years. That's my human body.
Oh yeah.
And it's actually really. I was surprised how strong it is. And it's just it's it's the unconscious self. That's actually something that I've really liked in a story. If someone their conscious self was removed from their body, their unconscious self would take over. That's what I equate to the Bruce Banner Hulk situation.
Right.
Where it's not so much if it wasn't the alternative personality thing, mental decline thing that Bruce Banner went through, it would have been his unconscious self. That's how I would have done Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, it's the son of Satan.
Oh, that too. But yeah, so
I mean, it is.
they fully they get the body and they chain it up, and they're just I wonder how we're gonna put these two back together. And it's also important to know that because then Al could be put back together. Yeah. And all of a sudden, Gluttony shows up, and you're just oh shit! And we get a little bit of development of just Gluttony. We haven't said much about him, but he has a very simplistic, cartoonish design where he's a fat man with a big nose and all that kind of stuff, and bald. And he has a very childish personality where he's just having fun, yes, trust me, yay! And then you realize he's a bit of a cannibal, and you go, oh god!
Then you realize he's a little gluttonous. He's a little eaty. He likes
He has a condition of pica.
he has a.
Oh, don't worry. I'm kind of silly sometimes.
You ate a man.
I'm sorry. That was referred to that as my silly phase. Oh, yeah, just. I need one of those. Yeah, that meme where it's just the anime girl with her head on her head, her hands on her head, just going, "Oh, silly me," but with
oh,
gluttony.
Silly me. I
he
just family.
He'll put his finger in his mouth and he'll start suckling on his finger.
Yeah.
Oops.
And meanwhile, Lust.
Did I do that? You killed a man.
And one of the guys that works with Mustang is I got a date with the girl, and she's really interested in my job as a military person. And then he goes to meet her, and it's revealed to be Lust, and it's just
lucky man,
lucky man, but you're gonna die.
Lucky man.
As you see, all they're being attacked at all corners, and it's just this is not good.
To quote a great man, I love a woman that would just straight up kill me.
And
what?
You what?
That's what I said.
You heard what I said, motherfucker.
There's some fights, there's back and forth, and then Mustang shows up and he's just hey Lust, I see you trying to kill my men. I'm gonna burn you. I'm gonna burn you like you're gonna burn in hell. And we get some of the most brutal moments where he's fully just activating the lighter and just fully chink.
I'm gonna say this. A second earlier, we also had one of my favorite moments of it was Hawkeye. Right? It's Riza Hawkeye.
Yes.
Okay. Hawkeye. She had this moment where she heard the fact that Lust had killed Mustang, and she was fully broken. For a moment, she was fully broken about the idea that he was gone.
Oh yeah, it was a fake out death.
Followed by my favorite moment of as she's basically given up on life, Al is the one to stand up for her and you watch as he's getting messed up by her basically claws.
Yeah,
And
Wolverine
her
claws.
ultimate- ultimate lance.
So cool. It looks so damn cool as he's defending her, and you see all these pieces of his armor flying.
I do like how Al in this suit of armor has two versions of being drawn: hyper detailed and least amount of detail possible.
Yes.
It's literally just his outline, the gray coloring, and his facial expression, whatever it is.
Who?
Al.
Oh yeah.
It's so funny to me. And then the other one is just hyper detailed, super awesome look of the suit of armor. It's so funny.
Imagine the whole thing with the chase with Barry, right?
Where like they went after his body.
Yeah, they're going after his body. And I do like that little detail that it was like the moment that Barry saw that it was his body, he's like, "Oh, a match made in heaven. I can chop up my own body."
Yeah, because he's that much of a insane person.
Barry in that moment was one of my favorite characters.
And then all of a sudden, and then like when he like gets broken from the fight, like he gets fully like destroyed, his body just comes up and he's just like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And he like comes up and like, does he lick the? Oh yeah, he just rubs.
Starts scratching it.
He removes the mark. There's a bit of electricity shock between him and the body just falls over, and that's like a
The body just did not want to exist.
dead.
Oh, my favorite character's dead.
He's dead.
But also, I was gonna say, yeah, no, you mentioned it where he's just lust death because she fully dies there.
Yeah, she gets obliterated because
Need a light?
it's revealed that the homunculus, what they are, they have philosopher's stones inside them, and they basically just power them up a ton and give them life, basically. And in order to actually beat a homunculus, you have to destroy the philosopher's stone, which is a cool little like, but where is it sort of thing.
Where is it? It's in her titties.
Because it has to be. Where the fuck else is it gonna be?
Because that's what the homunculus symbol is.
What was her line? At least take me out to dinner before you rip something out of my chest. What was
Before you go for my chest.
No, she fully said rip something out of my chest. I remember it was very specific what she said.
God. But yeah, so like after this like whole thing happens, Mustang goes to like a group of military people that he thinks that he can trust with the secret, because he learns that the Fuhrer is a homunculus. He fully like figures it out, and he's just like, "This is great!" And so he goes up to like he talks to his group, and he's just like this is like he's joking with them, going back and forth, just trying to gauge if they're on his side or not.
Would it be funny?
And then he makes he literally goes, well, like so many funny things, like
man,
what if the Fuhrer was a homunculus, and the guy just fully just goes, "Yes, what?"
Would it be funny? Joe Biden was a homunculus.
Was a lizardman,
Was the lizard?
Joe Bubbly.
and then he pulls him into like a meeting room with a bunch of people, and Mustang's just like, "All right, I'm in on it. Yeah, I'm in. I found out the conspiracy. Everybody, hey Fuhrer. Oh no." But thankfully, Mustang is too popular of a person amongst the people, so the Fuhrer can't outright kill him.
But
So-
I can threaten you.
But he can
grievously.
threaten you, and also send away the team of people that he had come in to the central city, and basically isolate Mustang. And in this time, Ed and Al go back to their hometown because they might have found out that that the thing that they summoned at the beginning might not have been their mom, just in the same way that the baby that their teacher tried to summon was not her child. And that kind of makes them relieved that they didn't have to kill them twice, that they didn't die twice, like they brought them back and they died again.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of, and there's actually a moment at the end of the episode where they fully see, where Winry's the first one to notice that Ed doesn't have the weight of that on his shoulders anymore. It's a very nice moment. And then
I find it funny how that was the beginning of her just falling for him.
What did she say again exactly?
It's like he carries himself different. How did I never?
How would I never notice that his shoulders are so wide?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, something like that. It was very simple, but it was enough to basically be like he's got the weight off his shoulders.
Oh yeah, and then Ed fully goes back to where he encountered Truth, and then he sees.
That's later. That's episode 26.
Oh shit!
No, what ends up happening?
Why does it say that? It literally says. Wait, hold on. It literally says. Oh, okay. No, I read that wrong. Okay, yeah. It says that he it's that because that means since it takes a little bit something extra, like even the best of the best couldn't bring back somebody so easily. That means that even though it's going to be hard and difficult, it's still a chance that they can bring back Al's body and maybe even bring back the dead.
Yeah. So after this, we get a little thing where, God, I'm trying to remember. It was this crazy episodes where it was, they're like, okay, well, we got everything we need. Let's go ahead and fucking set up. Let's set up and move. Where they try to lure out Gluttony and all them. They managed to lure out Gluttony at one point and capture.
It's very easy.
It was very easy because it was specifically that fight you mentioned earlier with Scar.
Yeah.
Where they managed to lure him out, they capture him, they bring him to a secret house, and after they bring him there, Mustang comes in of like, okay, I'm ready to figure shit out about this, and Gluttony's like,
Mustang is the one who killed Lust.
So he has like this
Must
crazy.
kill Mustang.
Yeah, he has this crazy transformation where his middle
That's
of his
his
butt.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
That's the first time Jinzu gave it that to you. That's the first time. Of course, it's Gluttony when it happens.
of course it'd be Gluttony.
Of course, Gluttony's the only character you do accurately.
Fucking course it is.
And he has like this crazy transformation where his mouth splits open like all the way down to his stomach, and he has like a giant tooth and eye thing going on. It's crazy.
Mustang must die.
And he sends out this blast attack that consumes everything. It's insane how scary they make Gluttony.
They made him Guzzlord.
Basically, I still can't go over the Japanese voice actor for Guzzlord.
Oh, here. Do you need an example?
Ah!
What the fuck?
The voice for Guzzlord in the anime, the Pokemon anime, is
Was that in the Who's That Pokemon?
Yes,
That's so funny.
it's in that, and also when Guzzlord's in the show. There's like one part where he gets hurt, and so he just. It's so loud.
so fucking funny.
I feel like I
It is.
could do it, but I'm not gonna do it here.
What type is that Pokemon again? Dark something?
Dark Dragon,
Dark
Dark
Dragon.
Dragon.
He's a Dark Dream.
because he's technically evil.
He's the evil type.
But yeah, no, we get that whole thing where he starts attacking, and he's trying to get Mustang. Mustang and Hawkeye leave to do the whole thing with the Fuhrer, and
So Ed,
what ends
Al,
up happening is
and we get a reveal that Ling, like who's been there fight, like the reveal of him and how he's able to fight is so awesome. That like turns out he's been like this goofy character the entire time, and then all of a sudden when danger presents itself, he's able to fully like rise to the occasion, and he's really good.
Those are my favorite types of characters. The ones that like pretend to be stupid but are actually badass.
Yeah.
I'm upset at you because you forgot to mention a very cool moment where it was him and his underling. What was it?
Lanfan.
Huh?
Lanfan.
Lanfan.
Not fun.
Lanfan. There was the moment where they got to see, because he's the one who reveals that Bradley is a homunculus.
Yeah.
There is a
That
moment,
he's able to just tell. Yeah.
There was a moment where they're running away. Well, not even just tell, because remember with Gluttony, they encountered Gluttony and Bradley,
Oh yeah.
and so they started running away. And the way that they escaped was Lanfan cut off her arm.
was able to and he was only tracking some like her arm, like he was able to see the last thing on her or something like that, and it was her arm, and she knew that, so she just had to cut off her arm to throw him off, which was a crazy self-sacrifice thing.
Characters who do that immediately like top tier character.
Yeah,
Characters who are like gotta remove a limb.
let's just do it.
Oh, we'll die if I don't remove this.
But yeah, and
God,
so
there was a show
Gluttony.
we watched recently where that happened. I
Gluttony,
loved it.
the funniest thing is Gluttony actually likes Ed and Al, so he doesn't want to hurt them. So like when they get in his path,
It's not that he likes them.
or that he
It is
can't.
literally no. It's all of them. They cannot, because Envy shows up
and starts mentioning the fact that you cannot kill Ed or Al because of the fact that they are perfect for human sacrifice.
They keep on, yeah, and later in the recap they mention how many times that the homunculus like say that Ed and Al are
Mustang is mentioned as a candidate
sacrifice.
for sacrifice.
Like, just so many characters are ripe for sacrifice.
That doctor where they got the notes for how to get a
Marco.
Yeah, Marco. He's perfect for sacrifice. All these different people, perfect for sacrifice, is what they are told. When it comes to what ends up happening is they have an encounter with Envy, and I forget what the context was, but at one point they were talking about like all these different problems, and they mentioned the Ishvalan War, and Envy is the one to say, "Oh, that was so fun."
The amount of atrocity.
I was having so much fun when I went ahead and killed that one kid.
That Envy was the one to go and kill the kid to start the war.
Best part? The best part was the guy that I transformed into, because of the fact that he was one of those pushers for peace with Ishval, and he ended up getting gunned down because of his involvement. It was so fun. It was like, Jesus Christ, I'm so excited for you to get absolutely beat the shit out of right now.
Envy, for some, I don't know why, but Envy definitely gives me the feel if Jesse from Team Rocket was a piece of shit.
I'm just imagining Envy with Jesse's voice now.
Yeah, and that's the problem too, is also like Envy has like the hair, like very distinct hair, like that's also the reason why I see that. Like I connected those two characters together.
Lust is Jesse and then Envy's James.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because of the fact that you said that at the beginning of like they're like a Team Rocket, I now just see Gluttony as Meowth.
Gluttony, that's right.
But and then the attack that Gluttony does, like he's
Who's
trying.
Pikachu?
Is it Ed? It's
No, it's
Pikachu.
Alphonse.
No, Ed should be Pikachu because he's little and yellow.
Because he's small, yeah.
No, but Alphonse, because just imagine Alphonse with little Pikachu ears. That's it.
And he's just big as shit and bones.
Still voiced by Pikachu as well.
Voiced by Chopper.
Just imagine just Alphonse walking around with a voice of Chopper, just coming out of this giant armor.
Yeah. It's
God,
very
I love
intimidating.
hearing Pikachu cuss at me.
And then, like, Gluttony does an attack and accidentally swallows Ling,
Yeah.
Ed, and Envy.
Envy reaching out of like, oh shit, no, and then gets eaten. And just Gluttony's moment of, oh no, Father will be mad. Oh no, what am I gonna do? And Alphonse like, what the fuck did you do? I don't know.
I guess I swallowed him.
It's like, spit him out. I can't.
So,
Fuck!
and so we get like this amount of time. So like we get like this weird other dimension type of place that Ed and Ling are in.
It is specified to be between truth and between reality.
Oh, and basically
That's
they
horrifying.
and Ling and Ed are trying to figure out what the hell's happening. They even find ruins everywhere to further show just how much that that Gluttony how far his pica condition has gone.
We get the whole encounter where, once again, Envy is in there, so they end up encountering Envy, and it's like, okay, what the hell do we do here? Should we just fight you, I guess? And it's like, they start fighting, and it's like, yeah, before you guys' death, may as well show you something cool. It turns into a giant CGI monster.
Yep.
Meanwhile, outside, Gluttony is talking to Alphonse, as like a little kid, by the way. The Gluttony is you realize it's an evil child.
Yeah.
Just an overly gluttonous child.
But still naive and
Very naive.
a little what's the word?
It's
No, naive's the word. Never mind.
dense as a brick. Dense as a brick.
That's a break.
Naive.
Dense as a brick. But yeah, no, the whole thing where Alphonse is like, okay, well, what the fuck are we gonna do? Like,
I could take you to Father.
I could take you to Father. Father could fix everything.
Okay, yes, definitely do that. Take me to the place where the big bad might be. Take me
Let's
there.
fucking do this.
Yeah, and while they're fighting Envy, like Ed sees the Philosopher's Stone that Envy has, and it's just like, we could use that to escape.
I got a plan.
And
Hey, that's the plan, boys.
because the ruins that's in Gluttony's stomach is the same ruins that they found Maria Ross in, and it has the other half of that transmutation circle that Ed found at that ruins. And he went, ooh, I bet if we combine some things together, we're going to be able to get back.
I'm gonna just go ahead and make a quick gateway to truth.
And it's like, wait, what?
Door of truth.
Door of truth.
Gate of Truth. It says Gate of Truth.
He's a discounted door of truth, or gate of truth, or
The fence post of truth.
But
I'm gonna
yes.
make a quick doggy door of truth.
So he opens it up. Ling and Envy go to reality while Ed goes to truth. And in that
Man,
world,
I'm here again.
he's back. Yeah, and he finds Al's real body, and
When
he
were there
sees it.
two doors?
And and Al's just sitting there looking at the other door, and he like calls out to him, and Al's just like, "Holy shit, you're here!"
I can't go.
But I can't leave.
I
no, Al's
forgot
body.
my soul.
Al's body goes, oh shit.
Oh shit!
What's up?
And then unfortunately, like Truth doesn't like that Ed got back, so he's
You're
so he
not
kicks
my
him back
soul,
out.
so I can't go with you.
Yeah. So he kicks him back out, and
Greatest
basically,
end.
and Ed is like tearing himself, trying to pull himself through, and then he's just telling Alphonse's body, just, "Yeah, like, I'll come back for you!" And then the door starts closing, and Ed sticks his finger through, and it's just like, "I'm coming back for you!"
Also, it's also the coolest moment because it's like it treats it as gonna be like one of those solid moments where the door closes and he wasn't able to say anything. Then he fucking punches it open. And he's like, "I'm gonna bring you back. There is no chance in hell I won't."
Yeah.
And that's where the episode 26 ends.
That's where it technically ends. The recap
27.
the recap does touch on a bit of backstory for their dad, and
What did you mention of his dad?
not
Did you mention any bit of his story?
well, not really. So
I was gonna say it was very important to mention that he showed up earlier in the show because he was visiting the mom's grave.
yeah, like it was like the anniversary time
He
of
was
her death.
talking to Edward, and he actually was basically saying like you fucked up. I'm gonna say this, kid. You fucked up.
You shouldn't have tried bringing your mom back.
You committed a sin.
Yeah, and so
Your father is telling you committed a sin, son.
thanks, Dad.
You're going to hell.
Thanks, Dad.
Fuck you, Dade.
I ain't going to hell
I'm gonna kick you in the dick. with
because
my
I'm never
metal.
gonna die.
You thought different than me. You're going to hell.
Damn it. But yeah, so that was the story. That was the first season of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I just gotta say, I'm in.
Yeah, man.
This is a very
No, actually, I'm out.
no.
This kind of sucked.
This story, it definitely started off with a bang, I'll say. And this world, like, I will say the characters, I wasn't into their designs because they're very basic designed compared to, like, in My Hero Academia, where everybody
Same
looks like a
studio.
main character.
Same studio.
Exactly, yeah. So, like everybody looks like a main character, but then this one, everybody looks normal.
That's the point. Yeah.
And now it's more of just like, I don't care if everybody looks normal. This story's awesome.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's Armstrong. Nothing's normal about this.
I'll say, for me, when it came to the show, I love it right now. Like, these 27 episodes I've watched are some of my favorite bits of anime I've watched in a while. But I will say, the reason why I didn't get into it sooner was multiple things. One, I tried getting into it at one point and then saw May Hughes, and I knew about his death that would happen later. And the moment I saw May Hughes and his like happy family, I was like, I'm out. I ain't crying today. But the other thing that honestly prevented me from getting in was seeing how dramatic the fans are. Like, you've heard that thing that they do with like top 10 anime, right? Or like the top
I know how
rated
dramatic.
anime?
I know how dramatic Fullmetal Alchemist fans are. I knew one.
I should know. I am one.
Of course I know of him. He is me.
He is me. Hello there, my little friend.
Hi, R2D2. I've never met you before in my life.
R2D2. What the fuck you talking about, man? Man,
No language like that around here.
R2. Pew, 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 pew.
How dare you say that about my mother?
I'll fucking kill you.
I still love the idea that the entire time he's just cursing.
And they just had to bleep out everything he said. My favorite thing is the behind the scenes of like hearing Chewbacca without
He's
the.
actually talking.
Yeah, he's actually
Yeah.
saying lines.
And he
It's just
sounds like a British dude, and he's like, I find that quite repulsive. And it's like, ugh, go back to fucking
And then
chilling your
replace it
throat.
with,
Go back to the dog, man. But yeah, so Jinsu, what were you thinking? Like with this first air, like the beginning of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood?
I've watched the show twice, like the whole thing. So it's
So you hate it.
so it's really hard for me to like. It's really hard for me to put like a stamp or whatever. I don't know how to express what I think about it without spoiling the whole
Without
fucking
saying
story.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but that's the thing, though, is that you've enjoyed it enough to watch it 2 times, and also, anytime you want to talk about it, like there's so much that you want to talk about.
Right,
It gets
right.
bad from here, right?
So it
It gets
gets
awful from
it
here.
gets crazier from here because that's how stories should fucking work.
Yes.
It's called a rising action.
Ooh.
But but
Just imagine, actually, it gets shit from here. It is actually going to be Promised Neverland season 2.
it's going to be the last season of Game of Thrones.
Have fun with that.
When are we gonna review Game of Thrones?
Never.
No.
I'm just too lazy to watch it. That's one of those shows that everyone like loved and like was crazy about, and I just heard about it and was like, okay.
That's exactly.
I'm more willing to rewatch One Piece.
If that's the thing about living with this guy, Jinsu, with living with Duke, is that no matter what it was, whatever he was watching, that's what I was gonna end up to be watching. It could have been literally anything, and it ended up being anime. And here we are.
Yeah. I'll be honest,
Anyways.
there are not many live action shows that pull me in. No, I have plenty of live action shows that did pull me in, and then slowly degraded over time. That was my problem. I was a big fan of The Flash.
Not anymore.
Hey, let's talk about the fact that, season 9, episode 1, where Flash, in order to stop a nuke that Captain Boomerang was setting off in the city, in order to stop it, he phased the explosion.
He what?
He phased the explosion.
What the fuck does that mean?
So the explosion still went off.
He shook the bomb, and it phased the explosion that was going off at the time. Therefore, it never touched anybody.
Instead of, I don't know, turning back time and turning
Did
the
you know
off
that
button.
the Flash has actually dealt with a nuclear explosion? You
Like-
want to know what he did?
What?
He ran everybody out of the city.
Oh, that too.
See, that makes more sense to
That
do.
makes sense.
Or even better, get the bomb out of there.
Or yeah, run the bomb away.
the
Yeah.
the bomb
fucking
had
bomb.
already exploded, and in the comic, what he did was it's a really cool panel, like collection of 3 panels, where you see him moving around. You see nothing, a little bit of the bomb, and then the bomb going off as everybody is slowly being gathered over to a separate island.
Yeah. So
That makes sense. Not phasing fucking nuclear energy.
That makes no sense.
That is stupid.
this first area, favorite character, go Duke.
Armstrong.
Armstrong.
Yes!
My favorite characters are Alphonse Elric and Roy Mustang and Miles Hughes and King Thoreau Bradley and Riza Hawkeye and John Havoc. And,
He's pulling the mic. Oh god, he's pulling the whole table.
And,
Oh
Start
god.
naming every character
Yeah.
except for Edward.
yeah.
I guess that leaves me with that.
I
Short
gotta
bitch.
say, my favorite characters are this guy,
No,
and this guy,
wait,
and
hold on.
Chow Tucker, and this guy.
You name off every character except Ed. He came up short.
Damn.
I don't call him Ed, I just call him Short Bitch.
Short bitch.
Short King.
The weirdest thing is that just like Duke asked me this earlier, who's my favorite character in Bleach. The weird thing is that I kind of like I put people together in groups. Like here's this group of characters, here's this group. Like it's more obvious when it's like it's this team, it's this captain and his lieutenant and team and that kind of stuff. With Bleach and Fullmetal Alchemist, it's really hard for me to actually pick a character that stands out to me more when everybody does stand out really well.
Your favorite was Little Panda.
No.
Your
I wanted Alphonse to go.
Your favorite was Markiplier. Markiplier was your favorite character.
Your
Probably was.
I was gonna say, I just imagined like your hope when you see the panda, like that moment where he lifts up his helmet and just drops the panda in. You just see the mouth just go.
Nom, nom, nom.
You're just munching.
Nom, nom, nom.
You see a slight movement and just a little trail.
That's funny. But yeah, so
Yeah, this anime sucked.
I can't wait to watch more. Hold your tongue. I'm also very tired now.
No, I already know. If I started talking real bad about this show, I know that people would come for me.
No, you would just get shit like constantly online,
Yeah.
filled with
I get shot.
No, you get
multiple
shit.
empty death threats.
You
I
get
get
shit
shot
from
with shit.
You get shit from us because we both enjoy it.
Oh yeah, no, I love
you
it. No,
get shit from yourself because you enjoy it.
Yeah. No, I gotta say, story mediocre at best.
Ow! I think my
Okay.
liver just failed, guys.
Not as usual, actually. So,
Turns out all that
you see how
salt,
much soda I've had.
all that salt is coming back with a
Salt-
vengeance.
All salt and soda killed my liver.
With a vengeance.
And your kidneys.
Weeb liver times 50.
Oh.
Dog liver times 51.
Oh.
If you so
Magic dog?
how did you almost know my name?
What would he call him?
It was
Frank.
Frank.
The human.
Frank the human child.
The
How
human
did you
child.
almost know my name? But
I have approximate
knowledge
knowledge of many things.
I like Fiona and Cat. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Or Fiona and Cake. Fiona and Cake.
Can.
Fiona and the cat.
I enjoy the cat.
Did you enjoy when Cake had cake? Remember that scene?
Yes. I enjoy quite fervently when the cat.
Head cake. My
No.
question
When the cat.
and my question for you guys today is, if you had the chance to make a chimera, what would it be?
What would it be?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't? You just wouldn't?
Fucking chimera, no.
You wouldn't?
I would make a bear with a tiger and
Lions, tigers, bears? Oh my.
not with a lion, no. Tiger, bear, and fuck it, orca.
Ooh. Interesting.
So-
A bear, tiger, orca.
Alright.
Mix in, Snorlax with
Bear?
Lopunny to
Bunny?
make Big Chungus.
I'm mixing your balls and your cock and each individual ass cheek to make an idiot.
Cock cheek!
with these powers combined.
You have the cock cheek! Oh no!
Because I would want to make a dragon
Out of what?
out of a alligator
Out of Joe Biden and George Bush.
and Joe Exotic. All the Joes.
I just
all the
Joe Rogan.
the politicians.
I was gonna say real quick. I made that joke, and now all I imagine, like, you know that fucking meme that was going around for the longest time, the weirdly drawn dude with his butt, and there's just a dick there. It was what was it? It was Dick Butt. It was called that meme. I said
Oh my
a second
god,
ago,
that classic! Oh my
Yeah.
god! That really old meme.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, why did you explain it so terribly?
But it was because a second ago he said, "Fuse your dick, your balls, and your butt cheeks,"
To make the ultimate being.
and I was like, "Cock cheek."
I like how
Very
you
weird
just...
way to say dick butt.
Yeah. And you said it willingly too. But yeah, so Jinzu, you would make like the apex predator.
Yeah.
And I would just... You make Big Chungus, and I just make a dragon. Alright. Anyway, what's next? How many episodes of Fullmetal Alchemist are we watching next?
There's like
the rest.
50 or like 70 episodes, right?
The rest.
So it's literally just the rest of it?
Yes.
That's the next season?
Yeah. Basically.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like another 26 episodes.
Fuck it.
Alright.
No, dude, the reason I separated it like this is because if you look up the list of, like, okay, when it comes to Fullmetal Alchemist, what should I watch? It usually says to watch these 26 episodes, and then, like, I think it then says, like, oh, then go ahead and watch the
rest of it.
Then you watch, what was it? No, it was watch watch either the 26 episodes or these first few episodes of 2003.
Of the original, okay. So the original also covered this area, but obviously
Basically.
the original didn't have the rest of the story, so it deviated.
Also,
So if you
38 episodes, yeah.
38 episodes is what we watch next. Okay.
Don't worry, that's nothing.
All right. Well, I can't wait to do that. Watch more of it. And Jinzu, do you have anything to add at the end?
Any spoilery thing you want to mention?
God.
All right.
Yeah.
And with that, don't forget to subscribe, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Oh no, he's speaking
Germans!
He's speaking the French.
He's Italian.
If you want to see more of our content, you can find our YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter on our linktree at linktree/greenvillains. That's linktr.ee/greenvillains.